Good eye on Boston College.
All right, Clark, coming up in just a few moments down in our nation's capital, number 8 St. John's will take on junior guard Kirk Penny in Wisconsin, the 9th seed in the East. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, Boston University is about to challenge the West bracket's top seed, Cincinnati, and its All-America guard, Steve Logan. Shortly following those two tips, Southern Illinois will take on Texas Tech, coached by Bob Knight, and McNeese State will test Mississippi State, the 3rd seed in the Midwest. Then at about 10 p.m. Eastern, 4 more games come your way. Among the schools in action, Ole Miss against UCLA, Maryland, the top seed in the East, and Georgia, the number 3 seed in the East. Now, earlier today, the game of the tournament, a double overtime upset special. Creighton's Terrell Taylor did the deed.
It's not the place on the floor he'd like to be. Off the pick. Oh! Taylor for the win.
We're going to take it as far as we can go. And no matter who we play, where we play, we're going to go as far as we can go.
I thought there was stoppage of play because what happened was by them running on the floor, the reason I felt it should have been a technical foul, I thought that we could have taken the basketball out and thrown the ball along. And, you know, obviously we had to tip it in, but their defense wasn't set. And for them to stop play and then to allow Creighton to regroup its defense, that's where I thought it was unfair. The officials make a comment to me, and this is one thing I don't like, and I don't believe it happened. He said that the only players that were running on the floor were guys that were in the game. And that's not true.
Today's survivors do not include Billy Donovan's Gators out of the Midwest, Creighton and Illinois, out of the East, North Carolina State, and UConn. Also winning today in the South, Pittsburgh in California, Oklahoma, and Xavier in the West. And we will continue along the road to the Final Four after this word from your local station.
Baby Bob. Do you prefer Dada? Dad seems more natural to me.
Premiere CBS Monday.
I'm Brian Heller. I always enjoy coming back to Champaign with my family and remembering where I went to school. Maybe someday our son Joshua will be an Illini too. My wife Patty and I have lived our lives in Central Illinois. We know the people here and their belief in conservative values. Low taxes, honesty in government, commitment to church and community, and the Second Amendment. As your state senator, I will fight for your conservative values, to protect your family and mine.
Elect Brian Heller, your state senator.
We already know that kids don't like Bob Coleman. Did you also know Coleman wants to be Attorney General, but never prosecuted a single criminal case? Coleman, a part-time lawyer, ran an offshore insurance company that went bankrupt, and his company was seized by the state. We can do better with proven prosecutor Joe Burkett. Successful state's attorney, experienced crime fighter, Joe Burkett is endorsed by every Republican state's attorney in Illinois. Oh, kids like him, too.
Your heart will beat. Your lungs will breathe. Without you ever having to think about it. Because you were born that way. Your lights will light. Your heat will warm. Because we planned it that way. Amarin. Reliable power. Reasonable rates. And continuing to invest billions in the miracle.
Hi, Bob Barker, General Manager of Hill Ford in Champaign. We got 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles in America. Like the F-Series, the #1 selling truck for the 25th straight year, and Explorer, the #1 selling sport utility vehicle, all backed by the best service department in Central Illinois. We want to be your Ford dealer. And remember, if you don't have a Hill Ford sticker on your car or truck, you paid too much.
Marvin Hill's a wonderful guy with a heart as pure as gold.
Jennifer Hendricks on 3 News, Central Illinois' news leader.
The first round of play in the 2002 NCAA tournament about to resume. Some of you will start tonight's primetime doubleheader with Boston University against Cincinnati. Most of you will begin with St. John's against Wisconsin, including those of you expecting to see the Southern Illinois-Texas Tech matchup, which tips at 7:50 Eastern, and others who are anticipating the McNeese State, Mississippi State game. We will take you to that tip at 7:55 Eastern Time. Enjoy the games, everyone, here on CBS.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, Pepto-Bismol, the United States Army, and by Budweiser.
Introducing the agile all-wheel drive Saturn Vue. At home in almost any environment.
Now, to be a player, there are 3 rules you must remember. Number 1, never draw to an inside straight. Number 2, if you got a cinch hand, make him pay to see it. And number 3, there is no combination that would beat bacon and chicken.
Taco Bell's new Club Chalupa is the king of clubs. A winning combination of marinated all-white meat chicken and smoked bacon, wrapped in a crispy chalupa shell. Raise the stakes with the king of clubs and think outside the bun.
Hey, Ray, look at this. Wall-to-wall entertainment.
You want entertainment, Carl? I'll give you entertainment.
Look, Carl, I'm a maniac! Maniac! No argument here.
Let's see their entertainment do this.
Whoa, Ray, I don't want to see anything do that.
At Blockbuster, the hottest new releases are guaranteed on DVD, so you'll always find the entertainment you want.
That's it, Carl. Shake what your mama gave you.
Make it a Blockbuster night.
Brown makes me a hero. It lets my customers know I've shipped what I promised. It lets them track their own order from the time it's shipped until the moment it arrives. Brown gives me the time to make sales calls instead of tracking packages, which makes me a hero to my boss. Brown works. I get the credit. How terribly, terribly unfair.
Better service, more sales. What can Brown do for you?
The only witnesses to the crime are the dead themselves. And one man hears their cry. Ted Danson, Living with the Dead. CBS Sunday, April 28th.
The opening round continues from Washington, D.C., where earlier today, North Carolina State and Connecticut advanced. A doubleheader tonight. We're going to begin with Big East and Big Ten play. St. John's and Wisconsin in an 8-9 game here out of the East. Later, Maryland, the 1 seed in the East, will take on Siena. Jim Nance, Billy Packer, welcome, friends. Good to have you with us. Well, tell me, what do you expect we're going to see in this one here, Billy?
A tug-of-war game, but I think we're going to see something unusual. Marcus Hatton is an outstanding scorer on a team that needs him to score, and Kirk Penny for Wisconsin, another team that counts on its defense, as a fairly good scorer. So those two guys hold the key. Can they get something offensively going early?
Both all-league performers in their conferences, but unheralded players really coming into the season. There you see the lineups. St. John's 20-11 on the year. 27th trip to the tournament. The Badgers 18-12 shared the Big Ten regular season crown. And let's go over to Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie?
Hi, Jim. Well, typical of St. John's up and down season, the Red Storm dealing with 2 issues tonight. A, the tournament-long suspension of Willie Shaw for violation of team rules. B, the mental state of superstar Marcus Hatton, who just yesterday attended the funeral of his grandmother in Baltimore. He's been shaken up. He skipped practice on Monday, but Mike Jarvis told me, I think getting on the court will be the most therapeutic thing for Marcus. Jim?
Yes, his mother, Letha Berry. Funeral services yesterday, not far from here in Baltimore. Several of his teammates joined him and the coaching staff. The St. John's with Hatton handling it here with the first possession.
Davis on Hatton, giving up a lot of size, and I would imagine that Hatton will be able to shoot over him. Although Davis really moves those feet, and there's an example.
Hatton misfiring on a long 3 and pulled down by Penny.
Good idea by Hatton, though, is just go ahead, not try to drive by, just shoot over the top.
Wills for the Badgers. And
Nice
King
rebound.
with position. Excellent.
Inside Glover.
Glover lost
Powerful
the handle. Mater and inside St. John.
These are throws, not shots, that we're taking a look at right now. Emmanuel just threw that up there at the backboard. No chance whatsoever, even to get a teammate to go rebound it.
And the foul on Wisconsin's Mater. 50th anniversary for St. John's at the 1952 Final Four team in Jamaica, New York. Student body enrollment over 18,000, 27 times into the NCAA field. Last time they were in the NCAAs was 2 years back.
defeated Northern Arizona in the first round, then fell to Gonzaga, round 2.
66% free throw shooter. Glover with 5 double-doubles this year. Just one of the hardest working players in college basketball.
And the first point to Glover.
Full court press right now. Little trapping. See if they can get Penny a little bit closer in the scoring area. Half-court trapping zone defense now by St. John's.
Harris from the... Whoa! And a chance for the 4-point play.
That was Glover that took Harris down and right in the air. No question about that being a non-touch foul. The top freshman basketball players in the country. Preseason Big Ten freshman of the year, and you can see without question he was dropped to the floor, but excellent concentration here.
Devin Harris, freshman from Milwaukee, leads the team in steals and blocks and free throw percentage.
Good job by Wills and a good kick out. He's on the line, however.
Ooh, that one rattles out.
Now Harris there with a little bit more experience took the worst shot in basketball with 1 foot right on the line.
Hatton 0 for 2 from the field. Might as well, through that point, step back a little bit, go for the extra point.
Should have been ready. St. John's really, there's not a lot going for this team offensively, so they've got to make it up by turning the ball over and really forcing with defensive pressure the other team to make some mistakes.
5 on the shot clock. Kirk Penny, he'll take the 3. And he's an excellent shooter, but not that time.
Stanley with the rebound, a walk-on player for St. John's. How often do you see that in the Big East?
And Mader's going to be whistled for his second. Now, hold on a minute.
Wilson's going to be coming in for Mader, I believe, Jim. Early foul trouble by a young man that doesn't put up a lot of points on the board, but gives them additional size.
Southern Illinois and Texas Tech. Some of you will be getting you to that game at the start, McNeese State's game. That foul was on Harris.
Well, it's not going to make any difference. Mader's going out anyway.
Wilkinson comes in for Wisconsin. Freshman played very well this year. We saw Bo Ryan for a moment. Again, the first ever Wisconsin coach to win Big Ten Coach of the Year honors. Took a team that had a 1-4 start, with the 1 win being against Hawaii Hilo. Took them from a 1-4.
Not Hawaii, Hawaii Hilo.
Hawaii Hilo. All the way to a share of the Big Ten regular season title and beat all the teams in the Big Ten this season at least once.
And that's the only team, now just think about that, the only team in the Big Ten that was able to do that this year. And without question, this team, with all of its losses at senior graduation last year, nobody anticipated that kind of year.
Madison, Wisconsin, the hometown, also the site, I might add, of the Midwest Regional next week. Penny got him to commit a couple of times.
It really threw off his concentration, though, Jimmy. Wasn't sure if King wasn't going to come back the next time. Down on the floor, Wills puts Glover. Hard to do. Again, Hatton looking for some shots. I think he can get them with straight jump shots over the top.
Hatton drives his man away and hits the easy basket. Marcus Hatton.
And Davis, although a good defender, as I said, in regard to his fundamentals with his feet, going to have trouble with Hatton, who's got so much size on him.
Then he bounce pass inside. If it goes, the basket. Wilkinson on the feed from Penny.
Jim Wilkinson, and you pointed it out, he was Mr. Basketball in the state of Wisconsin. Excellent bounce pass here and a good look by Wilkinson to follow it into his hands. Had 16 points, 12 rebounds against Marquette, 16-10 against Purdue. Going to be an outstanding player in the Big Ten.
He had 4 double-doubles this year. That's the most by a freshman at Wisconsin since Rashard Griffith. He redshirted last year, very agile now. 9 points, 5 rebounds a game from Blue Mound, Wisconsin. Homegrown talent.
And obviously gives Wisconsin a lot more offensive firepower than Mader. although giving up some size. Good-looking touch.
Greg Gumbel in New York will keep track of what's happening between Wisconsin and the number 9 seed St. John's. But those of you awaiting the tip of Southern Illinois and Texas Tech, first-round game in the East, time to send you out to Chicago, to the United Center. We join Tim Brando and Eddie Fogler.
Greg, thank you, and welcome back to the United Center, site of the most exciting game of this day to this point. Creighton's win over Florida. It's Southern Illinois taking on Texas Tech. As you look at the Eastern bracket, first-round matchup, the winner of this game to take on the Georgia-Murray State game winner later tonight. Hello, everyone. Tim Brando. Well, you can mark the renaissance of the Texas Tech basketball program to March 23rd of this year, for that was the day that Gerald Myers, the athletic director and former basketball coach, handed the reins over to the man with the T, Bob Knight.
What you folks have, the students and the fans and the faculty and everybody in this community, you've got a great university, and I'm really happy to be able to be a small part of that university.
Oh, he is great theater, isn't he, Eddie Fogler? Eddie Fogler joins me for tonight's games. And, you know, I mean, it's no surprise that Bob Knight could turn it around, but the manner in which he did so quickly.
Well, Bob Knight is a great basketball coach, Tim. Even Miles Brand, president of Indiana University, would admit to that. However, he did inherit some good players, particularly Andy Ellis, and uncharacteristically dipped into the junior college ranks to bring talent to Lubbock.
But when you consider what Southern Illinois presents, and particularly as a seed, an 11 seed. How many 11 seeds could have a coach that knows so much about Bob Knight? Bruce Weber, 18 years he spent under Gene Cady as an assistant.
Well, he was ready for the job at Southern Illinois. 18 years makes Bruce Weber very qualified. But more importantly, Tim, he knows how to guard the outstanding motion offense of Coach Bob Knight. Creighton won here today. Southern Illinois thinks they can win here today.
Well, there are a lot of 11 seeds. Even Clark Kellogg made the comment that that's what to watch. Boston College and Southern Illinois tonight. You look at the starting lineups, there is a change. 2 outstanding players and front court players. Roland Roberts, one of the most physical players in their league, and Jermaine Dearman are out because of being late for practice on Wednesday back in Carbondale. Now, they'll both play, and probably early, but they are being forced to sit early. Mike Wood, Fran Connolly, and Gene Manji, our veteran officiating crew for tonight's game. You know, you look at these lineups, Eddie, it's noteworthy. Texas Tech has all 5 starters at 6'5" and over. Conversely, Southern Illinois are 6'7" and under. And particularly with Dearman and Roberts out there, not very physical. There are 4 guards on the floor.
Well, absolutely. Texas Tech should just pound the board and also pound the ball inside here early.
How about a little motion on motion?
Well, Bruce Weber, although he's a Gene Cady disciple, is playing a Bob Knight motion offense here today.
Hairston knocks down a tray. 3-0 Salukis. Hairston, freshman from Fairview Heights, Illinois, Bellevue East High School.
And Tim, Will Chavis is not starting here today, and Kasib Powell is playing point guard at 6'7".
Going for the matchup advantage. Nice move by Emmett. 2 holdovers that he inherited, not only Andy Ellis, but Andre Emmett. Been real factors in Texas Tech turning it around in 1 year in the Big 12. Kent Williams, a real go-to guy. You look at him and you'd never know he produces the numbers he does. Driving to the basket, not there for Brooks. Stays with it. Doesn't get the roll against the taller Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Nick Valdez in that game. Nice entry pass down low, and the hoop for Kasib Powell.
Well, it's obvious Coach Knight taking advantage of the heights here, and Kasib Powell taking a much smaller player inside for an easy hoop.
Williams draws the bump and the foul against Powell Storzinski. You look at the story of Texas Tech. Over 22,000 in Lubbock. Gets awfully windy there. I know I've spent a lot of time, and it was that way before night arrived. And you see this is their 11th NCAA tournament appearance.
Southern Illinois, number 13, Brad Korn.
Southern Illinois brings a little bit more size here with Brad Korn, and he's much more of a perimeter player. Very good three-point shooter at 6'9".
Too strong for Williams. He's Southern Illinois' 9th leading career scorer with 1,502 points coming into this game. Oh, on the dribble drive, and again using the size, Powell, but another foul spotted. Player control against Casip Powell. And for the Salukis, Carbondale, Illinois. You know, they've had outstanding years. Clyde Frazier in the 60s. Mike Glenn, the Stinger, in the 70s, took them to the Sweet 16.
Yes, he did.
Shared the microphone with him in the past. Hairston, not there. Pulled down and out of there by Valdez, and Andre Emmett sets it up. Great interior pass. Missing from point-blank range was Powell. Well, the last 2 or 3 trips have been very difficult for Casip Powell.
These two teams run very similar motion offense. Excellent floor spacing, ball movement, player movement, screening action.
Hairston, tough pass and in a lot of traffic. Pulled away by Emmett. Something about, Eddie, these coaches, we've got 3 national championship coaches in this region today and tonight. Powell again, this time he's tied up. He can't get a shot to fall or pick up a foul one way or the other. The arrow to Texas Tech.
Nick Valdez, excellent pass, backdoor to Casip Powell, but gets blocked to a jump ball. Southern Illinois is going to have to get more pressure on the basketball to make those passing angles much more difficult to see.
That's a walk. This time by Emmett.
Southern Illinois ball.
Roberts is in the game, and
so is Jermaine Dearman. So the original starters served their pennants, and they're back in. Brad Korn is coming to the game, number 13. And the foul goes.
I believe it was Valdez, Tim.
Yes, it's Nick Valdez with the elbow. You see the first-round losses for Knight. You know, I contend that many of those losses were brought on by the controversy he was dealing with off the court with the administration at Indiana.
Well, we talked with Coach Knight yesterday and did discuss the situation at Indiana, and he certainly was distracted, and perhaps it took away from his preparation with his basketball team.
And they say the job is hard enough when you're trying to beat an opponent. If you feel the opponent may be someone that should be a teammate, it makes it more difficult. Kent Williams gets caught with the push. I wanted to make this point. It seems as if in 3 of the 4 cases, other than Billy Donovan, who went out, of the final 4 coaches of the 8th year, 3 of the 4 took a year's sabbatical. And I asked Coach Knight about that. Does it serve to help you if you're going to be a coach for the long haul to take a year away? He says, well, I can't speak for everyone else. I know this. I enjoyed my year away from basketball.
He basically said, too, Tim, he saw very little basketball during that year off. Watch the spacing, the ball movement, and screening action of Texas Tech's motion offense. Very difficult to guard.
Ellis, nice find. Emmett off the back iron. Powell finally gets one to go on the low block.
Basket by Casip Powell.
Texas Tech by 1. Roberts, very physical player. Outside to Belcher. And the rebound cleared by Valdez, and a turnover. Here's Williams going crossover. Nice move.
Kent Williams.
Kent Williams can really shoot a basketball, has excellent savvy, really understands what the game's about.
Chavis is on the floor. He and Emmett now. Valdez again looking down low for some help. They continue to swing it. Hairston tipped that ball, but Emmett came away with it. And the rebound to Korn, Brad Korn. There's Roberts. Tipped away by Ellis. Chavis has numbers. 2-on-1. Well, Williams ran away from him. He thought he had help, but he didn't. 8-7 Texas Tech. 5 minutes gone here at the United Center in Chicago.
And Dearman's about to check in here, Tim, and then Southern Illinois will have their best players on the court.
Williams. Roberts. As if on a pogo stick down there. Loose ball. Controlled to the Salukis. 5 straight lead changes early on. Texas Tech in transition.
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
Well, thanks for asking. I'm doing fine. Just got in today. My brother-in-law picked me up at the airport. Mighty big airport y'all got here. And the people here are so nice.
You want a beer?
I want a bud.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I just got here today. My brother-in-law picked me up at the airport, and the people sure are nice.
Nice people.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing fine. I just got here. My brother-in-law came and picked me up from the airport. It's a mighty big airport.
In my family, if one wants pizza, the other wants Chinese. Even their stomachs don't agree. If one gets indigestion, the other one gets heartburn. If one gets nausea, the other one gets... well, so I get Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, it relieves heartburn, indigestion, upset stomachs, nausea, and diarrhea. It'd take a box full of other medicines to do what Pepto-Bismol does. Agree?
Agree.
Pepto-Bismol, first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
What would you do with the Pontiac Grand Am?
We'd probably put a little pep in our stuff, ladies.
What's something you've never done before?
Let's go go-karting and bump each other. How's mad driving? Look, Wisconsin! You guys want a bunchy? It'll be a blast. Out to the middle, baby. Boy, GT. This car just flies.
What would you do with the Pontiac Grand Am?
Love you.
Tell us at Pontiac.com. This March, after the buzzer sounds, head into overtime with Dave.
Do you need help with the zipper?
The Late Show, weeknights on CBS.
8-7, Texas Tech with the lead. Tim Brando, Eddie Fogler, and Charles Davis here at the United Center in Chicago. Tell you, the Missouri Valley has certainly been making a lot of noise, not only this year with Creighton's win, but in past seasons. Virtually every year, the Missouri Valley has a big-time story in the opening round. Belcher, not there, and a whistle. As Roberts makes his move for the rebound, he picks up his first. Look at our game summary. Texas Tech going tall against the Salukis small, and the rebounds and the field goal shooting a little better for Texas Tech.
Southern Illinois is building out this pressure, Tim. They're going to pressure Texas Tech's guards. Texas Tech was not prepared for that full court press. Almost turned the ball over. Here they're double teaming the inbound player.
Chavis now operates against Belcher. Ellis.
How nice it is to have a 6'11" guy that can step out and bang down jump shots.
Mastered by Andy Ellis.
Tyrese Bowie in the game now, number 4 for the Salukis. Out of the timeout. His first action, and he'll launch a tray. Long rebound taken down by Chavis. There's the pop out and a rejection by Roberts. You see how athletic he is. Swatting that shot by Storazinski back in his face. They've not been able to get the ball to Dearman in a position to score. And that'll be a foul against Roberts off the ball. We talked of Bob Knight's first-round struggle since '95. This is a different team, and I believe that refreshing breath of air that he had for a season as it relates to bringing the motion game and the energy and excitement into the Big 12 has been good for both for the league as well as for Bob Knight.
Absolutely, Tim. We visited again with Coach Knight yesterday, and he was very relaxed and really has enjoyed his year at Texas Tech, and his relationship with Gerald Myers, the athletic director, has been a huge plus for his transition there.
Myers was a part of the old Southwest Conference in the Shelby Metcalf, Eddie Sutton days, and was once president of the National Association of Basketball Coaches. Longtime friend of Knight's.
These teams mirror each other offensively. Bruce Weber is almost running a Bob Knight, Indiana motion game offense here.
Here's Dearman trying to create off the bounce. Very athletic move to Brooks. Tremendous find by Dearman. He had sold the shot and gave up the dish. Already 7 lead changes in tonight's game. Dorzinski tried to go reversal and couldn't get it to convert. The Salukis and the Red Raiders in the first game of our evening session here in Chicago. Dearman, that's an offensive foul. Player control against Dearman.
And Coach Knight, seeing Storsinski's flip up under the basket, is taking him out, Tim. One mistake by Storsinski, and he is out of the basketball game.
Nick Valdez returns for...
Would you say he still has a quick hook? And I don't mean about fishing.
That young man did get yanked, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. That hook is for fishing in the off-season, for making a change when season is on. Ellis is bumped by Willis. Don't miss any action. Get exclusive audio plus video highlights and detailed play-by-play from each game at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
Andy Ellis, in his 5th year here with Texas Tech, is much healthier than he's been in the past. He really has blossomed this year and has taken to Coach Knight's coaching extremely well, having a terrific senior season.
We asked him yesterday about opponents. Since Bob Knight became your coach, do you find that opponents are intimidated? He said, no, I pretty much think we get their best shot because he's on the sideline. Hairston. That's a 2 just inside the arc.
That's a true freshman. He's not in order to be here, is he, Tim?
That's actually a 3-pointer. It's his second 3. 12-11, Southern Illinois. Rattling it home, Nick Valdez. Young Californian. One of the junior college players you were mentioning from Northeastern Junior College.
Well, that was a mistake to leave and double down off of Valdez. He's a 41% three-point shooter. Easy shot for him.
Dearman in traffic. Loose ball pulled down and out to Brooks. Grazing the iron. Some activity off the ball. That'll be a foul against the Salukis. It'll go against Sylvester Willis, his second. And Bruce Weber a little unsure about that whistle. Hey, my guy was just trying to root him out. You can't call that.
The outside may change, but the soul remains the same.
It has over 20 million customers nationwide. Works with nearly half the Fortune 1000 and provides the wireless network for BlackBerry and Palm. Bet you didn't know who's so big in business. Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's
Sir,
right to think
can I help you, sir?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Lobster Fest is back. Dive into Red Lobster's mouth-watering celebration of your favorite lobster dishes and succulent new creations, starting at just $10.99. Red Lobster, go overboard.
Looks like you're going out of town for a while.
Yeah, 2-week training seminar in Arizona.
Training camp. A chance to bond with your teammates, to learn the newest tricks of the trade, get ready for another winning year. Geez, I really miss it.
Going away for a while, Residence Inn has everything you need to make life on the road feel more like home.
Here, this always works for me.
Now make 3 stays and earn 2 free nights. Call 1-888-MARRIOTT today. Residence Inn. Your Marriott awaits.
Kids who drink alcohol are 50 times more likely to use cocaine. Still think it's too soon to talk with your kids about drinking? CBS cares.
.11:08 remaining, and you see the story from the floor. Texas Tech shooting 42%, and the Salukis now rebounding a bit better as they make their move back into the game. But defensively, Eddie, I know you're satisfied with what you're seeing from Bruce Weber's team.
I like the way Southern Illinois is building their defensive pressure out, trying to bother the guards of Texas Tech, making it tough to make entry passes, making it tough to see open cutters to the basket.
Emmett almost lost it on the inline, and then as he tried to save the ball, he threw it, I believe, into the lower abdominal region, for lack of a better term.
Family jewels.
Yes, and I believe it's going to take a little while for him to get over that. That's Brad Korn. Ouch, babe.
Southern Illinois substitution.
And the team from the heartland of America will make a change as Roberts comes in for him. He'll get his breath back. It's funny, anytime you get hurt in that particular area, as tough as it is, you walk into the locker room or you go to the sidelines and there are a few people smiling at you.
Southern Illinois has a freshman backcourt tandem on the court right now.
Ellis lost it. And a foul coming from the backside. Darren Brooks, a freshman from St. Louis, picks up his first.
Southern Illinois foul number 1, Darren Brooks. First personal.
Our tournament summary. The Power Conference is 18-5, but the Missouri Valley doing well. Creighton already a winner. They were the automatic bid, and the at-large entry, the Salukis winners of 26 games this year to garner that at-large berth. And the 12 seed over the 5 is the major story. First time in history in the NCAA tournament since the field was expanded to 64 in 1985 that 3 number 12s have advanced in the first round. I believe Ellis may have lost his contact
Ellis
lens.
goes up to rebound and looks like he gets scratched right across the eye.
Yeah.
It's apparent to me that the balance in college basketball is greater than it's ever been.
Yeah.
You can just throw a blanket over 5 through 12 seeds. It's so equal, and on a neutral court with different officials, anybody beats anybody on a given night.
Well, I was telling someone during the break that we had from the afternoon session to the evening session, Eddie, that just because a team isn't on television regularly doesn't mean they're not very good. And I think a number of people see the 4s and the 5 seeds with regular season television packages throughout the country, both on weekends and during the evenings. That's not necessarily true with the mid-major conferences. That doesn't mean these guys can't play.
And that doesn't mean these guys don't yearn to play teams that are on TV a lot like Texas Tech. Nice.
Roberts, soft hands, and the hang time over Ellis, the taller low post player, was very impressive.
Quick hitting entry before they got to motion. Good back screen. Frees the player for an easy layup. Bad communication by Texas Tech. Should have switched that screen.
Chavis. Wide open for the trade. Not this time for Chavis. Loose ball, another scrum. Guys on the deck. Kent Williams clears it for the Salukis. Brooks, a little stop and go. Yes, and a foul.
And Tim, that was almost an inadvertent screen by Roland Roberts to finish Brooks to the to free Brooks to the goal. Nice pitch ahead by Kent Williams, and look at Roberts screen off Chavis and frees Brooks to the basket.
He said, "I'll give you the pick. I don't necessarily need the roll."
Number 1, Darren Brooks. 1 shot.
Hairston takes the seat, and Belcher comes in for him. Marcus Belcher. Southern Illinois by 1. 9:40 and counting in the opening half. Tim Brando along with Eddie Fogler and Charles Davis here in Chicago. And the Salukis beginning to warm up a bit after a very slow start. Powell. A little stick-to-itiveness by Kasib Powell.
Wow, although that's the third shot Southern Illinois has blocked in the last 2 minutes. But as you said, Powell stays with it, comes back under the board, and reverses it off the glass for 2.
Roberts, he's tough in there. And they gave a double team that time and picked up the foul. Mike Wood with the call.
Powell, who's a slasher, gets the shot blocked, but stays at it once, twice, grabs it, comes back up under, reverses it off the glass for 2.
Second personal, 15th foul. Roland Roberts, 2 shots.
Andy Ellis going to struggle to guard Roland Roberts on the defensive end. Roberts is just too quick for Ellis.
Roberts, a transfer from Virginia Tech out of Potomac High School in Woodbridge, Virginia. Had some problems at Virginia Tech. In an alleged rape case, was suspended from the team, but after a judicial review board decided to censure him for misconduct, the investigation cleared him. Criminal investigation cleared him because of lack of evidence. Nice rejection. I'll tell you something else. When they took a look at bringing Roberts into Southern Illinois, they took a long look and talked to him about the second chance he would get.
And there's no second chance there for Powell. That was smacked out of bounds.
You can feel the crowd getting behind Southern Illinois, but Powell stays right there with it. Lets out a bit of a yell afterwards. He has 8. 19-18.
You can see Ellis not guarding Roberts on the perimeter. It's an outlet. Anytime Southern Illinois wants to reverse the ball, Roland Roberts will be available.
Dearman a pull-up.
Headshot.
Nick Valdez. Emmett creating space. Valdez is open for 3. Off the top of the board, Roberts retrieves it. Williams for 3. 12 lead changes so far, Eddie. 22-20.
And Kent Williams, Southern Illinois' best three-point shooter. When he gets his feet set and a good look at the hoop, he can knock down threes. And Roland Roberts, excellent defense on the post.
Williams working on Emmett. There was some contact with the help from Ellis. Out of bounds to Texas Tech. Salukis crowd wanted a foul, not this time. Bob Knight talking defense with Valdez.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
happens.
The whole team down at once?
That's infrastructure.
Well, what do we do?
Just watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, back up and recovery!
Wow. Miracle.
No miracle. But close.
There's no fuzz on this eagle.
Donovan shaves with
chunky soup.
God! No.
Mom, we're making a commercial here.
Donovan, chunky beef with country vegetables now has more beef. More lean beef to fill you up right.
More is good.
Mama, you can fill him up right after I fill him up right.
Eat your chunky, baby.
The Campbell's Chunky Beef Foursome.
Now with more beef.
Heist. Buy it on video and DVD. The plan.
Anybody can get the goods. The hard part's getting away.
The bait.
She could talk her way out of a sunburn.
The con.
Everybody needs money. That's why they call it money.
Heist. So many twists, you'll need to see it more than once.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg in New York. We'll get you back to Southern Illinois and Texas Tech in just a moment after we first show you what's going on in Washington, D.C. First round game in the East, St. John's and Wisconsin. And right now, the Badgers are in the lead by a 31-28 score.
For St. John's, their season is all... Throughout the season, Greg, they've struggled to score the ball. They rely an awful lot on Marcus Hatton. He takes the most shots of anybody on that team, and he's having a pretty good first half right now. Wisconsin, I think, is a team that scores a little easier in their half-court offense, and for that reason, I think they may prevail in this game. St. John's has to score primarily through Hatton or off their defense or on putbacks.
Hatton at last report 15 points on 7 out of 12 shooting from the floor, so he is taking a bunch of shots in a game that's had 11 lead changes so far.
Well, you would expect an 8-9 game to be this close and competitive, and that's what it looks like right now.
First round in the Midwest being played in Dallas, where McNeese State is leading Mississippi State by a score of 19-13, and Damon Williams has had a pretty good go of it for the Cowboys.
He certainly has. He's playing with a lot of confidence and a lot of energy. Both of these teams are very good at the defensive end. They make it tough for the opposition to get good shots, and Damon Williams, as you said, Greg, is kind of carrying McNeese State right now. I think that was him there. That was number 22. No hero shot there, but I think that was Damon Williams banking in another deuce.
The Cowboys come in with a 21-8 record, Mississippi State 26-7. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, first round game in the West, the top seed Cincinnati Bearcats are playing like a top seed, and BU is playing like a number 16 seed.
Yeah, there's a big gap between those seeds, and there's a big gap between the talent level of both of these teams, and it's panning out on the scoreboard.
And they hit the halftime buzzer, and they go to halftime, and we go back to Chicago. Southern Illinois and Texas Tech, a 2-point game there. Tim Brando and Eddie Fogel.
Belcher's shot is too strong, pulled down by Storzinski. In this game, it's been pretty obvious that other than Kasib Powell, not many Red Raiders have been able to create off the bounce. There's the foul, clear out against Ellis. A push, that's his first.
Well, in Belcher, Hairston, and Brooks, Southern Illinois has 3 guards who can get up into you on the defensive end of the court, making it very difficult to put the ball down. Outside of Powell, everybody else is struggling to beat him off the dribble.
I've talked to a lot of guards in the past, Eddie, that have told me, you know, my toughest matchup is when I go against a guy that can get underneath me. And in this game, you've got 5 players on the floor for Southern Illinois that can get underneath every Red Raider.
And that motion offense that Coach Knight runs does not particularly like that type of physical defense, Tim.
One team going tall, the other small. Particularly in the case of Texas Tech, where Kasib Powell at 6'7", gets 4 assists a night. That's a walk. An extra step against Powell Storzinski, and growing a bit more frustrating for Robert Montgomery Knight.
Southern Illinois substitute.
Hairston comes out of the game, and back in is Tyrese Bowie. It's another one of those sort of wing players with bounce and a quality defender.
Well, Coach Weber has gone deep into his bench already. He has Dearman and Roberts on the bench again, and certainly playing very well without both, his two best players.
Salukis have just been unable to score. They've missed some open shots. Bowie just in. Bowie's his offense.
And Southern Illinois continues to build out the defensive pressure, and Chavis is struggling trying to go by and even making the entry pass.
Brad Korn coming up to give some help, picks up the foul. Wednesday night on a new Survivor, don't miss the first 10 minutes when the castaways' lives will be turned upside down. Then stay tuned for incredible adventure on The Amazing Race. It all begins at 8/7 Central, Wednesday here on CBS.
Tim, if I was Texas Tech, when Southern Illinois had their three-guard lineup in, which they do now, I would take Kasib Powell and try to post him up in low against one of those smaller guards. He's 6'7", he's long, and that would be a great advantage for Texas Tech to look to work on.
Williams corrals the long rebound. Marcus Belcher in the game operating at the point, the senior from Mexico, Missouri. He's a 12-4 run, 12-5 run for the Salukis. Largest lead of the night.
Now we have a 5-man motion with no true low post. Nice back door.
Williams, he gets a lot of his points that way.
Well, Tim, no low post opens up the basket. Back doors are available.
26-21.
And look at Belcher get after Chavis.
Pulled down by Bowie. Willis cut off by Storzinski.
Nice patience by the Salukis, probing and searching for that wide open look.
5 on the shot. Williams off the front iron, pulled down by Chavis. Look at that. No field goals for 5 minutes. A scoring drought for the Red Raiders. Ellis ends the drought. He has 9 on the night.
Well, you need a hoop, and your 6'11" center bangs down a 3. That's unusual.
Not just post up, a little face up from the big fella, down by 2.
Of all the minivans available today, only one comes with the government's highest 5-star safety rating, a 10-year warranty, and a starting price of under $20,000. The Kia Sedona. Pretty impactful, isn't it? Right now, get 0% APR financing on the 2002 Kia Sedona.
Southern Illinois with a 2-point lead, and they've really done it with Dearman and Roberts not scoring in their front court. But the back court, Eddie, has really been effective, and they've taken away a lot of the drives short of what we've seen the Texas Tech's been able to come up with, courtesy Kasib Powell, little else.
Absolutely, and on the defensive end of the court, they really are beginning to bother Texas Tech mentally, particularly the guards, as Chavis is struggling to find the open lane to make the assist pass to the scorers for Texas Tech.
Loose ball, and it belongs to Texas Tech. Possession arrow will be for Southern Illinois when we come back. A little scrambled egg in front of Bobby.
To go for
that ocean, she's really picking up.
Well, we'll just have to wait it out.
Mother, I'm scared.
Don't
need to be scared, little kitten.
We have to get to safety. Let us land, Grandpa. Hurry, everyone. Get in.
Where was I? And so the princess picked up her basket of apples and felt safe once again. For her new friends, the fairies, had shown her the way home.
My dad taught me how to fly it because I was 9 or 10, and there wasn't anything he didn't know from the ground up about airplanes. My dad said one time, everybody can be an example, but not always good, and I hope that I'm an example for these new pilots, and a good one. March 31st will be my 33rd anniversary. I wish I had another 33. My name is Larry Haynes. I'm a 747-400 captain for United Airlines.
Thanks for the lift.
You jumped out?
I jumped out of the moving truck.
You're kidding.
At that point, it was like my decision was made. I'm out of here.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Follow the NCAA tournament with live scores, stats, and analysis in the Game Center only at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
Charles Davis here in Chicago, Texas Tech and Southern Illinois. The Texas Tech Athletic Director, Gerald Myers, had brought Bob Knight to Texas Tech this year to coach his basketball team. I asked him, how would Coach Knight fit in Texas Tech? He said his wife said that he would fit very well here. I asked him why. He said because West Texans love discipline, they love dedication, they love ethics, they love people who stick to the task and work hard at what they do. They figured that's why Coach Knight would be a perfect fit for Texas Tech and West Texas.
Discipline, that's what it's all about. And we certainly have seen in the past in the NCAA tournament that Bob is capable of cracking the whip. Two-point game, Southern Illinois in control of this game with their back court, but not getting the front court scoring that they're accustomed to from the likes of Dearman and Roberts. And again, the backcourt making a play here with a deflection.
The value of hands, active hands, very effective defensively. Brooks just saved 2 points with that deflection.
Dearman, he created some separation to get that bucket.
And that deflection was a 4-point deflection, Tim. That was an obvious 2 points for Texas Tech, but instead Southern Illinois got 2. 4-point play. Here's Powell posting up. They decided to try to post Powell up.
And he gets the foul as with the double team, Tyrese Bowie was there, but the foul coming from the backside. As you look at our game summary, Sylvester Willis got that foul. The rebounding story has balanced out quite a bit since the beginning of the game. But Texas Tech hit a drought, a scoring drought of better than 5 minutes, which allowed Southern Illinois to get a lead of at one time as high as 5.
Kasip Powell, very impressive player, an outside slasher from the perimeter, 6'7", long arms, can post up. And Tim, I cannot believe this stat, 120 assists and only 24 turnovers. I had to go over to the SID at Texas Tech yesterday, and I said, excuse me, this is going to be a dumb question. Is that stat right? Would you please tell me if that's correct? That's a 6-to-1 assist-error ratio. That's basically unheard of for any basketball player, let alone a 6'7".
Well, their 18.6 assists per game is 4th most out of the 64 teams in this NCAA tournament field.
Well, I thought that stat was a misprint, quite honestly.
Hairston inside Dearman. Nice move. Boy, Hairston with a great entry.
Well, there's a young man who wasn't highly recruited, true freshman. He's one big-time player.
The Missouri Valley already a win earlier today. Creighton shocking Florida at the buzzer in double overtime. The Salukis of Southern Illinois trying to become the second Missouri Valley team to come away with a win in the 2002 NCAA tournament, leading by 4 over Texas Tech. And the pressure has been relentless defensively, particularly in the perimeter, Eddie.
These guards of Southern Illinois are just eating up the guards of Texas Tech. They are quick and powerful.
Chavis feeling the pinch from Williams. Shot clock at 2. He's got to pump it. The iron unkind, but there for the follow is Mikey Marshall, sophomore from Julia, Texas. 30-28. Marshall's first basket. And a steal, and the quick foul given up by Belcher. Nice work by Chavis to come away with a pick. 2-shot foul coming.
The clock is running down. Chavis has to get one up, but the weak side rebound is there. Nobody blocks Marshall out. Easy deuce.
For Texas Tech, Will Chavis.
Chavis at the stripe.
Tim, you got to like Chavis's decision-making. 110 assists to only 42 turnovers. Again, when I was coaching, we always asked our guards, we said, if you can play this game, if you can make decisions, you should always have at least 2 assists to every turnover.
Well, Bob Knight, accustomed to motion, has seen it on the receiving end tonight from Southern Illinois as well. 1-point game, just over 35 seconds remaining. A shot clock differential for this possession right at 5 seconds.
If I'm Southern, I play for the last shot, try to get one up with about 2 or 3 seconds to go. Hope I can tip it in, and certainly got to have defensive balance with the 5-second differential so you don't give up an easy basket should Texas Tech rebound the ball.
Marshall comes out for the bump, and that should put Southern Illinois at the line for a 1-and-1. And Bob Knight gives Gene Manji a long look.
First personal, 7.
Relatively composed. He did get a little upset with Valdez a bit earlier from a defensive point of view, but I think in general he's just enjoying the game a bit more and more composed, although you never know it. At any moment things could change with Bob.
Well, not a good foul. Kent Williams, their best shooter, a 74% foul shooter. Going to bang home here another one. 14.2 seconds. Southern Illinois will build out their pressure, try to make it very difficult for Texas Tech to advance the ball up quickly and then play good, solid defense.
From Mount Vernon, Illinois, about 3 hours south of Chicago. A lot of family here to watch Kent Williams play against Bob Knight's Raiders.
The new Saab 9.5. With a more solid ride and a turbocharged engine you can't wait to take advantage of.
Yeah, you know, can I try the red one again?
Oh.
Right now, lease a Saab 9.5 linear sedan starting at $399 a month for 36 months. For details, see your Saab dealer.
32-29, Southern Illinois leading by 3. I guess the big problem for Bruce Weber, when you look at the way his club has played, just the inability to finish. They've certainly had open looks, and defensively they've dictated tempo in the game.
Well, and they've built confidence here. These lower seeds, Tim, when they can play the higher seeds early and stay in the game, psychologically it's a great advantage for the lower seeds because they believe coming in, but now they know that they can beat the higher seed.
Coming up at halftime on Singular at the Half, Greg and Clark will take you around the NCAA tournament with live look-ins, scores, and highlights, all coming up on Singular at the Half. Last shot time for Texas Tech. Out there and out of bounds. Southern Illinois with 1.1 remaining. Have to go the distance with this pass.
I'd put somebody on the ball. He gets a good look.
Dearman from midcourt. Oh!
That's the end of the first half.
Off the back iron. Texas Tech trails Southern Illinois by 3. The Salukis try to become the second Missouri Valley Conference winner of the day here in Chicago. Let's go to Charles Davis with Bruce Weber. Charles?
Coach, the first half, looks like you were guarding them pretty well for a while. What adjustments will you look to make in the second half?
Well, that's our whole thing. The score's where we want it. If it's a smooth game, their motion going smooth, we're going to be in trouble. We've really disrupted their motion. We got to keep our ball pressure. Now we got to do it on the other end. where the coaches aren't here yelling at them on this end. So that we've broke down in second halves. Hopefully we can continue to do that, and we can't foul. We got to keep them off the free throw line and not get to the free throw line.
All right, thank you, Coach.
How about that intensity? Clark Kellogg and Greg Gumbel coming up. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of NCAA Men's Basketball Championship will continue after this word from your local CBS stations.
Days go by and still I think of you. Days when I couldn't live my life without you. Without you.
Ray's daughter wants to know about the birds and the bees.
What?
Is he up for the challenge?
You don't think I can do it? I could do it.
You know what? You can be there and I'll explain it to the both of you.
An all-new Raymond, CBS Monday. Catch Jay.
State debt costing taxpayers millions. Leaves seniors at the mercy of drug companies. Rod Blagojevich, a plan to create over 50,000 jobs for our part of Illinois, protect pensions, make prescription drugs affordable, endorsed by AFL-CIO and Illinois teachers. Rod Blagojevich, for all of Illinois.
State Senator Judy Myers is standing up for us. She sponsored a tough new law to make sure criminals serve their full sentence. She helped create a new program that gets families off welfare and into the workforce. She sponsored the new circuit breaker law. Needy seniors get property tax relief and help buying the medicine they need. Senator Judy Myers supported a Patient's Bill of Rights and is helping our agriculture industry thrive. State Senator Judy Myers, a commitment to service, a commitment to us.
Why me? It's about experience. It's about vision. It's about delivering on your promises. I'm the only candidate who's actually created jobs, put more money into education, and brought breast cancer screenings to women across Illinois. As Lieutenant Governor, I've done it. As Governor, I can do more. Let's build a better Illinois. Take a Republican ballot on March 19th and vote for Corrine Wood.
Corrine Wood, the real choice for Illinois now.
We have 2 games at halftime and 2 games in progress. We're going to take you to some live NCAA tournament action right now.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, the wireless company that supports self-expression nationwide.
And welcome back to our studios. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg at halftime of Southern Illinois and Texas Tech, with SIU leading the Red Raiders by a score of 32-29. And Clark, you've been talking about how well these Salukis do play the game.
They really do a nice job at both ends of the floor. Both of these teams are motion offensive teams. You see the leading scorers, Powell and Williams, respectively. Texas Tech has to do a better job of handling the ball. They've had a couple of turnovers in that first half. They cost them.
Bob Knight on the short end of the score. Knight has been sent home from the tournament in the first round 4 of his last 6 times in it. In Dallas, Texas, McNeese State and Mississippi State coming up on 1:10 to play in the first half, and the Bulldogs lead at 31-25. Let's take you there live and join Craig Bowlerjack and Bob Wenzel.
1 minute remaining first half here in Dallas, Mississippi State, McNeese State. And a turnover, and the Bulldogs will get it back with the 6-point lead.
Well, McNeese State had everything going for them early, but the pressure of Mississippi State has gotten to them in the last several minutes. And their defense has fueled some offense for them, and Austin has been tough inside.
Yeah, 16 points after a slow start by his standards. Austin, big number 33, walking off the court. Bulldogs lead 31-25.
I like to look at things of beauty. They make me dream. They make me wish. They make me smile.
The all-new Lexus ES 300, a new world of luxury.
56 seconds and change left in this opening half. The night session in Dallas, Texas. Good crowd filling in here, anticipating the Texas-Boston College game a little bit later on.
Boy, that's follows a dynamic backcourt duel. T.J. Ford and Troy Bell. This one good too. This is a beautiful, beautiful arena. 19,000 sold out.
You saw that graphic spells what's been happening here over the last 6 minutes. Mississippi State 12-0 run.
And that has been done by solid defense and getting the ball inside to Austin.
Zimmerman drives, the ball tipped. Harper now launches a three, around and out.
That is an offensive rebound right there.
Boy, Goler,
oh my goodness.
Goler was not going to be denied.
They want to take one shot right now. Coach Stansberry talking about what play they want to run. A little tap on the thigh play. There are visual signals as well as verbal signals in basketball. In case the crowd is too loud, your players can't hear you. You need a visual signal as well for your players.
Zimmerman throws inside to Austin. Stolen away. McNeese State working for the final shot of the half. Williams pull up three. No. And then...
Well, the 14th seed Cowboys were enjoying a lead and wondering what happened. What happened was a 12-0 run by the Bulldogs that has them on top at halftime, 31-25. In Washington, just getting underway in the second half, St. John's trailing the Wisconsin Badgers 38-31. First round game in the East at the MCI Center. Jim Nance and Billy Packer.
And we just start the second half here. St. John's possession down 38-31.
Love running that double screen down there for Hatton to come rubbing off. And there's the hold on the inside. They're allowing him to handle the ball without a lot of effort. And in the game, and I mentioned earlier, Jim, the game in which they played Duke, 55-97, Jones just didn't let him handle the ball that easily. You give this guy the ball in his hands with a lot of looks, and he will put some points on the board.
Hatton,
and there's
fadeaway three. The last foul was on Wills. Hatton knocked it down to 3, has 18 points. What were your hunches at halftime with this game, 38-31 at the half?
Well, I think that the problem for St. John's, and Mike Jarvis has done a fine job with the limited offensive ability he has on his team of letting Hatton do most of it. But, you know, you eventually going to get in a situation, unless somebody else can put some points up there, methodically, Wisconsin's going to be in control of this game.
Stanley gives it up. Good pass, and Glover unable to handle it.
That is good at pass, and Glover understands that. I've always loved the teamwork and the comradeship that Glover shows to his teammates. Ever since he was a freshman, he's the kind of guy you'd want to play with. He always plays hard, he plays tough, but he plays together as a good team member.
Foul called on Davis. We have a 4-point game here in D.C. with St. John's hitting a 3 to begin the second half. The man with the ball right now, Marcus Hatton, leading the way with 18.
Remember the last real good junior college player that St. John's had in their program, Bootsy Thornton, was a guy that played with a lot more personnel around him. And although he could put some points on the board, it wasn't necessary to do the things that Hatton does for this club.
A foul on Harris, his second. That's junior college you're talking about for Bootsy down Tallahassee way. He's produced some talent up to the St. John's program.
Absolutely.
So King at the line.
Well, Hatton was the Baltimore Metro Player of the Year, as Bootsy was as well in high school, so they followed exactly the same path to success.
Wisconsin whistled for 3 fouls here in the opening 70 seconds of the second half.
St. John's just a 66% free throw shooting team.
1 of 2.
Gives them a chance to pick up full court, however. Owens was open long. Penny didn't see him.
Penny.
Good hedge moves and switching by St. John's when a team penetrates on the outside. Wow, how about that one? Brought down rainbows.
Great jumper, dude, right there by Freddie Owens.
Owens on Hatton.
Hand check. Colin Owens.
Well, Mater stepped out, tried to do the hedge move, but because of the great quickness that Atten has, it didn't stop him whatsoever, continuing his dribble.
So the Red Storm with the ball down 6, 41-35, 2 minutes into the second half.
Watch how Hatton keeps this dribble alive, even with somebody that does a hedge on him.
So the Wisconsin Badgers continue to lead St. John's 41-35, 7:52 to play in the second half. One other game to report to you in the first round West bracket action. Cincinnati 54-22 over the Terriers of Boston University. We thank you for joining us on Singular at the half. We'll return you to Chicago for the second half right after this.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, the wireless company that supports self-expression nationwide.
I am a good sport at all times and conduct myself with decency and honesty.
I do my best to get along with others.
And have pride in myself. I put forth my best effort in all competition and always compete fairly. Walk tall, stand tall.
It's just a tremendous opportunity to be involved with the game at this level. And it's such a fantastic thing to go out there and do something you really enjoy doing. You're looking at so many things on the court, and so many things are happening. When you have 10 players and each one are doing so many different things on the court, rebounding, getting in position, you may not even see totally how the play developed and who did it. You just see the end result of it, and it's like, wow.
Capture this year's championship excitement for years to come by reserving your copy of the official 2002 NCAA Final Four program. The official program includes detailed information on your favorite teams, players, and coaches, available for only $14. You can relive this year's excitement forever without ever leaving your living room. Visit us at www.final4.net or call 1-800-313-4678. Price includes shipping and handling. Get into the action today before it's history.
15 years ago in a playoff right here at 11, Larry Mize hit one of golf's most unforgettable shots to win the green jacket, a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
This Monday, CBS presents the birth of a new comedy. When Baby Bob opens his mouth, you won't believe what you'll hear. Catch the premiere of Baby Bob Monday after the King of Queens here on CBS. Well, here at the NCAA tournament, we've got Big Bob, and we'll return to Chicago after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching Big Bob and CBS Sports' exclusive coverage of the NCAA Championship.
Can you find the sports car in the newest Mazda?
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Ha. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom.
The new 200 horsepower Mazda MPV. Body of a minivan. Soul of a sports car.
Entertainment Weekly calls it the best show on TV. The King of Queens, CBS Monday.
After 20 years as a practicing attorney, Judge A.G. Weber was recommended for office by a citizen screening committee. A unanimous Illinois Supreme Court agreed. Judge Weber has built a record of hard work and tough, no-nonsense application of the law.
I'm Judge A.G. Weber. It's been my privilege to serve you as your circuit judge. Everyone deserves fair and respectful treatment in court. With your support, I can continue to make sure that everyone does.
Vote Republican on March 19th for Judge A.G. Weber.
She called last week. Margaret from National City. She'd noticed that I could earn more interest by transferring my savings account into a National City indexed investment account. Now, she didn't have to make that call. But I guess it's people like Margaret who make National City so different. Instead of seeing me like this, they see me for who I really am. I'm Pam Davis, and my bank is National City.
Now, held over by popular demand, the Chrysler Great American Getaway. Your chance to get away in a new PT Cruiser. Now available with our 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge on engines and transmissions. And it's all included in PT Cruiser's low price of just under $16,900. So get to the Getaway today for great products, great protection, and great value. That's the Chrysler Advantage.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, CBS Market Watch, Midas, and by Miller Lite.
Tim Brando, Eddie Fogler, and Charles Davis back in Chicago. We're at halftime. Southern Illinois with a 3-point lead over Texas Tech. And the flow of the game would indicate, Eddie, that the game is closer for Texas Tech than one might think.
Well, I would agree. Southern Illinois controlled this first half. They held Texas Tech to 37% from the floor. Texas Tech only had 5 assists, 8 turnovers, Tim, and Andre Emmett, their leading scorer, only has a deuce.
Marcus Belcher will trigger the inbound pass to Kent Williams. You know, you heard Bob Knight yesterday talking to us about how as a basketball man, he appreciates the way the Salukis play the game. I think Kent Williams, number 33, embodies what Knight really loves in a player. That shot won't go, and there's a foul.
Texas Tech foul, number 32.
3-point game. Southern Illinois dominant in the first half, but not knocking down enough shots, only lead by 3. But defensively, they've really taken the game to the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Dearman with a jump stop. Well defended by Valdez. Too strong, pull down by Andre Emmett. You see the story, Powell with 10, Williams with 9. Going back to the point we were making about Kent Williams, number 33 for the Salukis. You see Powell make his move. Stays with it, Dearman clears. Kent Williams reminds me of sort of a Joe Hillman, Dan Dockage type of player. Guys that were favorites for Knight back in Indiana.
Nice. High-low pass. Dearman to Roberts.
That's good by Roland Roberts.
Only a minute into the second half, and the largest lead of the game for the Salukis of 5. Valdez running the curl, gets it out to Emmett. Emmett's a streaky shooter. At any time in the game, he can begin to light you up. Moments ago, our Charles Davis spoke with Bob Knight coming out of the locker room.
Coach, Powell had 10 points in the first half. Looked like he's working well inside. Any adjustments off your motion offense to get him more touches?
Well, what has impressed me most is how hard the Southern Illinois kids have played. I think they just played harder than we have, and I think that's the biggest difference right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Underneath, and the foul will go against Ellis. You see the quickness and the size disadvantage turned into an advantage. That first and second step, very impressive.
Andy Ellis, second personal, second team foul.
Just over 90 seconds gone in the second half, and Bob Knight realizes that it's an uphill challenge matchup-wise.
Tim, there's nothing worse a coach can say than to say the opponent is playing harder than his team. I would hate to have been in that locker room at halftime.
Yeah, you bet. Very glib and candid, and for that man, Bruce Weber, really an antithesis in many ways to Bob Knight, a career assistant, and a guy that even acts like an assistant today, though he's a head coach. When he goes on the road, he takes a shopping cart and makes sure he gets the candy bars and whatnot to make sure the team is well fed, and helps clear the baggage off the conveyor belt at the airports. Very humble man, Bruce Weber. Valdez, a runner, wave it off. Ellis inside the cylinder, and that will get Knight off the bench.
Nice curl cut, easy basket. Here we go. We watch the curl cut by Valdez. He comes off the curl to the basket. Misses a fairly easy shot. Ellis over the hoop. Close call. I thought it was a good basket.
I agree with Knight. I think he's got a case. Finger roll does not go. Dearman on the offensive boards. Loose ball collected by Valdez.
Southern Illinois much quicker to the rebounds than Texas Tech here today.
Chavis starting the second half has Mikey Marshall on the floor, and there's Cassit Powell. Too strong. That shot's got to fall for Texas Tech. Williams. Oh, what a pass. What a pass. Dearman the hoop. But Williams the dish.
Drive, dish, and deliver.
From a blind guy? Well, what are you going to do for an encore there?
I think I may kick some puppies.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Millertown.
Did you steal that guy's dog, too? Is that whose dog that is?
After the all-new Chevy Trailblazer, everything else just seems kind of weak. The 270 horsepower Chevy Trailblazer, like a rock.
Heist. Buy it on video and DVD. Be careful who you con.
I hate to do anything as dramatic as count to 3, but 1, 2, 3.
Heist. So many twists, you'll need to see it more than once.
It took an act of Congress to pass 441 tax law changes. Will it take an act of God to understand them? No one understands the changes better than H&R Block. If you're not satisfied, you don't pay.
From oil changes to brakes to tune-ups, customers feel confident knowing Midas Total Car Care has their car running in top shape.
She's running great. Let's jump the bridge.
But where do you go? You go. What are you going to do? Total Car Care. Midas, we do that.
CBS presents a comedy that speaks for itself.
Sometimes I forget I have ears, and then my hand goes up there, and I'm all, hey, what's that?
Baby Bob, series premiere, CBS Monday.
Nick Valdez off a curl cut, takes the ball to the basket. Roland Roberts comes over, bothers the shot. Weak side, Ellis dunks. Good basket, Tim. Here it is again, off the board. He comes off the rim. That's a good basket. Mike Wood, an excellent official, I think, blows the call. It looks like Coach Knight is not very happy about it. And what's worse yet, Kent Williams down the other end dishes to Dearman, and it's actually a 4-point mistake.
Yeah, it's a 4-point swing, and Bob still letting them know about it. I'll say this. It was a quick eruption, and then it was back to business. 37-29. The issue here clearly is the fact that Southern Illinois is taking it to them from a defensive standpoint. And Dearman gets the foul for Southern Illinois. That's his second.
And are really reacting to the rebounds much quicker as well.
One of the things we noticed in the first half, Eddie, count them three, Powell, Ellis, and Emmett all played 20 minutes. So there are more options. Clearly, the Salukis, the deeper team. It's a high wire act at the end. Fatigue could become a question for Texas Tech. Texas Tech 0 for 8 in the second half. They've yet to make a field goal. And we've played almost 3.5 minutes. Some good help defense from Ellis. And now from Chavis, he gets the pick. And a foul against Southern Illinois. Don't forget, rotation 4 coming up tonight. Siena, Rob Lanier's team, won their way in the opening round in Dayton. They'll take on Maryland. Ole Miss, UCLA, that's a classic 8-9 matchup. Murray State against Georgia. That one coming later here in Chicago. And Boston College, another very dangerous 11 seed against Texas.
Tim, Texas Tech is 0 for 8, but they have not had a good look at the basket this half. Every time a Tech player catches us, there's pressure on the ball. Hands up, trying to make passes tough into the post.
Well, we're trying to go alley-oop, and again in the passing lane, Stetson Hairston to Belcher.
Nice.
That quickness, Eddie, it's really becoming obvious now. Powell, a pull-up, tough shot. Say, he stays with it. Kasip Powell is as advertised.
He's the only Tech player here tonight who offensively has gotten going. Everybody else has been shut down. Andre Emmett really struggling to get shots.
Nathan Doudney will come in on the next dead ball for the Red Raiders.
Oh, a pass off the ball.
Roberts! No question, that was a pass, a bank pass, if you will, from Brad Korn. And Korn's a poppin' with that pass. I don't know that I've ever seen that, Eddie. I don't know that I've ever seen that kind of a pass, and it truly was a pass.
Roland Roberts just swatting balls away inside.
Roberts swatting it away again. Big time basket that time for Texas Tech and Andy Ellis. He has 11. You talk sometimes about games a half-court grinder. This has turned into a root canal for Texas Tech.
Southern Illinois' depth has done a very good job here today. Their bench has played very well.
Look at that, 18% in the second half. I mean, every shot is contested. Watch this one, Eddie.
Here's Korn throwing the ball up to Roberts, off the board. It's a pass. Roberts goes up and scores. Unbelievable.
Where is that?
Heartburn. Zantac 75 knows it comes in many shapes and sizes. Brought on by food or triggered by stress. But fast heartburn relief anytime always comes in this shape, this size. Zantac. When there's too much acid, Zantac quickly blocks the strongest acid trigger to relieve heartburn fast. Yet it's so gentle, you can use it anytime. Whatever the shape or size of your heartburn, remember Zantac, the shape of fast heartburn relief anytime.
I recall you're saying a few moments ago you create open shots for Southern Illinois by driving, drawing, and dishing the 3Ds. Well, for Bruce Weber, his style and his approach to the game as a head coach is about defense, dedication, and discipline. And that's what he's getting from his Salukis, and that's the difference in this game.
And Texas Tech is having a hard time dribble penetrating to dish, Tim. They cannot beat the Salukis off the dribble.
Well, you Carolina guys always stay together, don't you? I mean, a little Jeff Lebo time warp for you there.
My man.
I'll allow you. Had a great season before Murray State took them out. You'll see them later here in Chicago. Kasip Powell going after the loose ball, but it's pulled out by Korn.
Jermaine Dearman is so active out here today. He's getting his hands on every rebound.
Dearman falling away. I believe Weber wanted to foul, did not get it.
Now here's Powell being guarded by Brooks. They ought to post Kasip Powell up.
Look at that, Powell and Ellis. And after that, very little, if anything, from Texas Tech offensively. Doudney. Well, he's a good shooter. That's why he's on the floor. Nathan Doudney, freshman from Rockwall, Texas. Rockwall. You make a wrong turn between Dallas and the Louisiana line, you could wind up in Rockwall. I have, coming from Six Flags a time or two. He originally committed to Tulsa, did Doudney. Bowie, a runner.
And on this end, Southern Illinois can beat the Texas Tech Red Raiders off the dribble.
7 minutes deep and an 8-point lead for Southern Illinois. Emmett That foul will be a block against Korn, who's on the deck.
It's one of
Second foul against him.
One of the few times today Andre Emmett was able to put it down and get to the hole. If Texas Tech's going to win here today, he's got to get going. He's got to get more touches and attack the glass, much like that possession.
For Texas Tech, Andre Emmett. 2 shots.
Bobby Knight's teams generally get to the line more than their opponents. They get more free throws made than their opponents attempt. So certainly they need to live at the line in the second half, but it's been most difficult in tonight's game, as you see Kent Williams making his way to the bench. Belcher back on the floor along with Darren Brooks, just entering number 1 for the Salukis.
Again, Southern Illinois' depth has played very well here today. They look much more like a fresh team here.
Andre Emmett is 1 for 10 from the floor. He had better come out of the gates in the second half.
Sometimes you feel like being dependable. Sometimes you just want to go for a drive.
Okay, we'll give you guys 10 seconds.
You know, it'd be a lot more fun if they had a better car.
Chevy Impala.
Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Special orders now, you know they don't upset us.
I gotta get a Whopper.
You got it.
Dennis, listen, got a little advertising opportunity for you, Pally. Foot powder.
Yeah, foot powder, right. Forget about it.
Well, before you say that, it's a truckload of money.
Sam, I don't do commercials, period.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir. I told them that.
Know why I don't do commercials?
Why's that, pal?
Because they're dishonest. They lie.
Boy, that's strong language.
I'm supposed to peddle some product I don't even use. Forget about it. I'm not going to do it.
I wouldn't let you do it.
You better believe it.
At Michelin, our tires are rigorously tested. They're laser checked, X-rayed for structural integrity. And finally, no tire leaves the factory without a thorough hand inspection. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Wednesday on a special night of Survivor. Don't miss the first 10 minutes when the castaways' lives are turned upside down. Really? All new Survivor, CBS Wednesday.
Southern Illinois leading by 7, 43-36. 12:48 remaining. Dearman has been a real problem for Texas Tech to match up with. Anytime he gets the pass, he can beat you off the bounce. He's done it in a post-up situation. Right now, Andy Ellis has his hands full. There he is. A little double team action to help him that time. Korn from deep. Loose ball taken by Brooks and a fresh 35.
Southern Illinois continuing to get loose balls, getting their hands on rebounds, coming up with extra possessions.
Brooks. Oh, that in-between game, it's a lost art.
Well, Tim, there's a redshirt freshman. More young men on a red shirt when they're not ready maturity-wise to play as true freshmen. He still has 3 years left after this year. That was a good move to redshirt his freshman year.
Emmett still can't get one to drop. He's 1 for 11. Dearman again. Beating the Red Raiders down the floor. Just a step ahead. Largest lead of the night. 47-36. Bowie in the passing lane picks up the foul with ball denial against Kasib Powell.
Southern Illinois foul number 4, Tyrese Bowie.
Here we see Brooks driving the baseline, pulling up, short mid-range game, knocks it down.
And Dearman has been devastating. Timeout.
Kicking off from the roof, plus will it float tonight on Dave?
When software quickly connects supply and demand, that's 1 degree of separation. That's business with .NET from Microsoft.
Wow, that is so cool. Can he do it again?
Sure. Go get one, boy.
Okay, so where does he get him? Yeah.
I don't know.
Get down!
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Ooh, that's a first.
Make it a Bud Light.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Go, 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 go! Thank you, Detroit! We love you!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 when you purchase by March 18th.
You are now free to move about the country. It's estimated Americans overpaid $311 million in taxes. Now H&R Block will double-check last year's tax return free. We can refile past returns. You could get more money back.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
You look at our game summary, one of the major stories, rotation as it affects Bob Knight. He's gone to his bench and he's using players that get very few minutes by comparison to the likes of Will Chavis.
Well, Southern Illinois' guards are dominating Texas Tech guards. Dodney and Marshall are on the court. They can't handle this pressure. He needs to come back with Will Chavis, in my opinion.
Ronald Ross, number 24, being dogged, almost turned it over there. But when Knight is disappointed in defense, you may sit and you may sit for a long, long while.
And of course, Tim, they're coming off that 40-point loss to Kansas as well.
Yeah, their confidence had to have been shaken somewhat. Although Bob Knight, with time, there are many coaches out there that would love to have the knowledge to prepare a team after that kind of loss. I think he pretty much wanted it to end and end quickly and move on to the next game. The accomplishment of this team to go from 9 wins to 23 is pretty incredible. And one would think they could dismiss that kind of loss because it was Kansas.
Well, you would like to think so, but you never know how coaches and players react after blowouts. That's an unnecessary foul there by Texas Tech. They're getting more frustrated as each possession moves forward.
Downey picked up his first. Hairston with a double pick high. Dump down to Roberts. Good things happen when he generally gets it there. Like that. 49-36, the lead of Baker's dozen for the Salukis. And the crowd from Carbondale and some from nearby Chicago getting behind their team.
Texas Tech struggling to make passes against the Saluki pressure.
Ross. Emmett. Well, maybe that'll get him off the schneid. He gets a tip-in hoop. Just 5 points, only his second field goal of the night. We've hit the 10-minute mark for the second half. Oh, Dearman is just too good down there.
Jermaine Dearman doing it on both ends of the court.
That looked like a tired shot from Emmett, grazing the front iron. Brooks. Roberts got caught slapping that one away. That'll be a foul against Roland Roberts, his third. In the last half dozen years, first-round losses have been the rule rather than the exception for Bob Knight, but those years were at Indiana. Refreshing breath of new Texas air for Bob Knight this season, but a club that clearly overachieved, and with a new system, first trip through the conference, I believe the conference had to adjust tonight.
It's very difficult to prepare for a Bob Knight team the first time. The more you play against them, the better chance you have. And Dearman jumps in the passing lane and takes it to the hole.
Look at him stay with it. Wave it off the foul prior to the shot. And Doudney picks up his second.
Texas Tech foul number 12, Nathan Doudney.
Jermaine Dearman going to jump in the passing lane, deflects it, runs the ball down. Now it's a foot race to the basket. Ellis can't cut him off, but he blows the easy layup. He stays after it. He's very active today and draws the foul.
Back for Texas Tech, number 21.
He ought to be late for more meetings, Tim, the way he's playing today.
Yeah, well, the disciplinary action only took him out of about, 90 seconds to start the game. He and Roberts were late for practice in Carbondale on Tuesday. There's a steal by Emmett off the inbounds. Out to Cassip Powell. Too strong, staying with it. Run down by Valdez, and Chavis is back on the floor now for Bobby Knight.
Struggling to get good looks at the basket, Texas Tech. This Southern Illinois defense is eating the Texas Tech offense up.
Ellis pops up for the three, and again another tired shot. An air ball out of bounds. It belongs to Texas Tech and a fresh 35.
Southern Illinois, Tim, is one well-conditioned basketball team. They continue to pressure the ball. They do not get beat off the dribble. They do not give up passing angles. Texas Tech cannot get a good look. This game is coming down here to where Southern Illinois is completely dominating it from start to finish.
The ball definitely did not hit the rim. It was clearly an air ball. And a holding call on the inbounds. That's foul will go against Marcus Belcher. Second foul on Belcher.
I can't remember the last time that Emmett was out of the game, or, you know, 2 or 3 of the Texas Tech players. Ellis, they look very, very tired to me.
Well, they played 20 minutes. Oh! First half, Roberts. Boy, as if he were shot out of a cannon.
Get that weak stuff out of here.
Got to be one of the most athletic players in the Missouri Valley Conference. His 84th block of the year. Roberts again. He's got Belcher with him. Back action. They're bringing down the house at the United Center. Roberts again. Flow of the game all with the Salukis. And it's Bruce Weber, the longtime assistant, that's the maestro in this matchup coaching-wise. He's pulling all the strings. Loose ball, Belcher. Shot clock down to 10. Kent Williams lost it. Nice play by Chavis. Right when Texas Tech needed it. That ends a tremendous run.
And that's the first easy basket of the second half for the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Tim.
5 of 20 from the floor in this half.
Texas Tech needs more steals and more easy baskets if they're going to get back in this basketball game.
And a 30-second timeout taken by Bruce Weber. Knight's team in the midst of a stress test, and it's even affecting the veteran coach.
Hi-ho, it's off to work we go. We keep on singing all day long. Hi-ho, 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 hi-ho. Hi-ho, gonna make your troubles go.
Want happy employees? Help secure their financial futures. At the Principal Financial Group, that's what we do. The Principal is the 401k leader. Financial solutions for you and growing businesses.
Who's our 401k with?
The Principal Financial Group. We understand what you're working for.
Southern Illinois substitution number 23.
Roland Roberts running the ball down, giving it up, getting it back, and slamming it home for 2.
He's just been everywhere, Eddie.
Active, Dearman, active. They've outquicked Texas Tech's big people. The guards have dominated Texas Tech's big people. This game is totally under control right now for the Salukis.
Southern Illinois was one of only 17 teams out of 324 that won 26 games this season. Only 10 have won 27 games, which Southern Illinois probably will tonight. Yes, and a foul.
Here's Kent Williams faking up, penetrating, going up, dishing it off. Dearman up and under, completes and gets fouled, gets to the foul line for a 3-point opportunity.
Kind of goes back to halftime. It was a 3-point game. You and I were talking, Texas Tech was fortunate to be only down by that many at that time. Now we've seen the end result. So many players for Texas Tech playing a lot of minutes. Fatigue has begun to set in.
Thank you for calling American Express. This is Tara Hilton. How can I help you?
Talking to our card members, I just enjoy doing that. I've been an American Express financial advisor for 13 years.
I get to know customers. I listen to them.
They can give you all the service that you need.
Thank you.
We were able to make different travel arrangements.
Some small way, you were able to influence people's lives.
It helps take out some of the stress in their life.
Which is an amazing thing to be able to do. What happened?
I thought he said a potato was coming.
Tornado? Why would I say a potato was coming?
Jack, were you on a cell phone?
Yeah.
It's the cellular static. Here, Sprint PCS built the largest all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network, so you won't have any of these misunderstandings.
Bullet, come here.
Looks like things are clearing up already.
4,000 minutes for $39.99 from Sprint PCS.
Chevy Tahoe is the only large SUV with the security of AutoTrack 4-wheel drive, so you can impress people. Or avoid them altogether. Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
Lee, you can dunk, but you can't dip. Your dip is gone, baby.
What are you talking about? No dip.
Introducing new Tostitos Scoops.
Let me tell you something, Bill. I put the hip in chip. Watch this.
With the bite-sized, bowl-shaped design for the perfect dip every time. New Tostitos Scoops. Whoa. The dip lover's chip.
This is my house.
Yes, it is.
No, this is my house. You guys got to go.
Also great with new Queso Supreme dip.
Sunday on 60 Minutes, Mike Wallace and the real Nobel Prize winner that Russell Crowe plays in the movie A Beautiful Mind.
As always, at the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, we'll select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player. By the way, don't be surprised that the Missouri Valley is faring well in this tournament. Look at the list of recent upsets in the NCAA tournament. You once coached there at Wichita State. It's a heck of a league, and Doug Elgin, who's on the committee, has got to be proud of both Creighton and Southern Illinois today.
Well, there's no place in the Valley where you go where you have an easy game, Tim. When I coached at Wichita State, every game was a competitive game, and in my opinion, the conference has just gotten better each and every year as well.
Something to remember. A former member of the Missouri Valley is Tulsa. And, of course, they went to the Sweet 16 in both 94 and 95, back when they were members. And so the great basketball has always been played in the MVC. Kent Williams picks up the foul. 2 fouls on Williams. Chavis has been getting an earful all night long.
Traditionally, when Bob Knight teams have gotten behind, they're not pressing teams. It'd be nice to see if they could come out here, put some pressure, maybe even do some trapping to see if they can get some easy baskets against this Salukis offense.
Let's go, guys. One.
Valdez, young man from California, junior college, was recruited by Pat Knight very, very late in the recruiting period. He was about to sign with Gonzaga or Utah State, but he wanted to play for Bob Knight, and Pat knew that and was able to bring him in. 55-41. Dearman, right in the middle of a double team. Just lost the handle, but again saved it. So quick. Even when Dearman's in trouble, he seemingly gets out of it with his quickness. Shot clock at 7. Brooks with 1 on the clock. Off the iron. And the follow. Dearman again. Largest lead of the night. Chavis gets the contact as he takes it to the hoop. Count the basket. That ball was inside the cylinder.
The clock running down. Brooks spinning, trying to get a decent shot up. Flips one up, and Dearman continues to be the most active player on this basketball court as the ball kept alive and he tips it in the hole. Here it is. He tips it, and he gets it in the basket. He's a quick jumper.
He's quick at everything.
Quick twitch.
With under 6 minutes to play right now, you could extend your half-court defense even if you don't press, which is what they're doing, and the foul will go against Valdez, trying to check Kent Williams. Well, our CBS Sports Line stat of the game, Southern Illinois on 24 field goals, 18 dishes. Get complete tournament coverage at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. By the way, that 18 is the number that Texas Tech averages per game. So it's been return to sender when it comes to assists.
This has been quite a performance so far for the Southern Illinois Salukis. Unselfish on the offensive end, tenacious on the defensive end, totally dominating Texas Tech.
Dearman's quickness again. Boy, in Valdez, you can really see the frustration.
Texas Tech foul, number 21, Will Chavis.
Chavis picks up the foul. Doudney will come in.
18 foul, bonus.
5:38 remaining.
Number 12, Nathan Doudney returns for Texas Tech. Marcus Belcher.
Dearman at the line.
For Southern Illinois.
8 double-doubles on the year. There are times that Bruce Weber said that he's too active, too quick. Well, tonight he's been just quick enough. Too quick for Texas Tech. Cassid Powell. Nice drive to the basket. Right past Kent Williams. Clearly, Powell is going to have a great last 5.5 minutes for the Red Raiders to get back in it. Hairston, baseline taken away. Williams in traffic. Pulled down by Ellis.
Bad shot by Kent Williams. Should have reverse dribbled out and try to get a better opportunity than that forced jumper on the baseline.
Emmett, who only has 2 field goals on the night, to Doudney for 3. Instant offense. Doudney now with 5.
Southern Illinois needs to be much more patient now on the offensive end of the court. Scoring time favors them greatly. There's no need to rush. Conversely, Texas Tech has got to look for some steals to get some easy baskets on the other end.
High pick and roll. Ball was tipped away. I think Emmett thought there had been a deflection. You look at our East bracket, the lower half. Texas Tech looking to advance. They'll play the winner of Georgia Murray State. North Carolina State a winner today against Michigan State. And UConn in the other half of the bracket. Williams hammered by Chavis.
Nice pick and roll. Williams comes off a Dearman screen, gets into the lane, and gets fouled. The pick and roll was not handled very well by the Red Raiders.
Number 21, Will Chavis.
Third foul on Chavis.
19 foul.
And Williams to the stripe.
Here's a young man who doesn't run real fast, jump real high, not particularly athletic, but he's one heck of a basketball player. It's called savvy, Tim.
Yeah, and again, that's one of the reasons I think Knight talked about how he enjoyed watching Southern Illinois play. I think this guy embodies all that Bob Knight loves in a college basketball player.
Absolutely. Here's a young man who can play for anybody because he knows how to play the game and he can really shoot the ball. Uncharacteristically misses both, but guess who gets the rebound? Dearman.
And a three.
Well, why miss two? Yeah, you miss two when you come back and get three.
Ellis, quick jam for Texas Tech. One of the problems for Southern Illinois, and Texas Tech may try putting them at the line right now, they're the second worst free throw shooting team in the entire tournament. They average only 62% at the stripe. So if Texas Tech decides to foul and put them on the line, it could be like a turnover. Emmett, baseline was free, and that's a no-no. Bruce Weber won't like that. Suddenly it's a 9-point game.
Bruce looking to take a timeout here to get his team under control.
I think he wanted a timeout, but the foul was committed just before he was granted the timeout. And Chavis gets his fourth. So a bit of a break for Weber.
Powell driving to the hole, dishes it off to Emmett, slam for two. Easy basket for Andre Emmett. He has had very few good looks all night.
Number 2, Marcus Belcher.
Marcus Belcher at the free throw line. 73% for him, so he's one of the better free throw shooters the Salukis have. Oh, you don't want the iron unkind at this stage when you're getting freebies.
Just what I was thinking, Coach Brando.
7 of 14 tonight. The Salukis have missed 6 in a row at the stripe. Gets that one. Timeout. 3:41 left. The old assistant getting it done for now.
Whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around.
Cars you can depend on. Cars that last. Chevy will be there.
Lay him down. Okay, you have a straight, impressive. You have a full house, jacks over tens. However, my friend here has the unbeatable pair of bacon and chicken. The king of clubs. Exactamundo. And nothing beats the king of clubs.
Isn't this the king of clubs?
No, that's a clover.
Taco Bell's new Club Chalupa is the king of clubs. All white meat chicken and smoked bacon in a crispy chalupa shell. Raise the stakes with the king of clubs and think outside the box.
Change the face of digital photography. With the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
It's time to spring into action at your Honda dealer. Spring into the saddle of selected CRs or XRs and ride off with 6.9% financing and no down payment. And you can also get 6.9% and no down payment on any Honda ATV. Or if you'd rather spring for low monthly payments, they start as low as $69 a month with your Honda car. Spring into action now on dirt bikes and ATVs at your Honda dealer.
Greg Gumbel in New York. Southern Illinois with a 10-point lead on Texas Tech, 3:41 to play. In Washington, they are under 2 minutes to play for the game. Wisconsin's lead over St. John's is down to 5. Let's join Jim Nance and Billy Packer.
Little practice this week for Mike Jarvis and the Red Storm over at the George Washington gym, where Jarvis was the head coach for 8 years, 5 years at Boston U. Boston U knocked out tonight by Cincinnati. 8 years at GW, so very familiar territory here for Jarvis, coming back to the Washington area this week again, coming here where his daughter lives, where she delivered Mike and Connie Jarvis's first grandchild, a little baby boy, just 3 nights ago.
Mike won 152 games at GW in 8 years, got to the Sweet 16 in '93.
Had the Red Storm just one game from the Final Four in '99, lost to Ohio State in the regional final, 77-74. Last year, a disappointing season for the team. So much stock put into the freshman point guard Omar Cook. First produced a 14-15 season.
Yeah, that's the first losing season he has as a head coach in Division I basketball. And went obviously nowhere with that losing record.
Hatton doesn't get the roll, and Wills. 1:40 to play with a 7-point lead. Wisconsin with the ball.
3-man trap right here, and a foul. Harris going to go to the line. St. John's pulling out all the stops here. 3-man trapping. If Harris could have got control of it, he had to have somebody open because 2 were guarding 4, or trying to on the other end.
Double bonus again, so Harris to shoot 2. 93 seconds remaining. 79% on the season.
You know, Jim, what's really interesting with these matchups of the power league type teams, it is the ultimate report card, isn't it? The NCAA tournament.
It really is.
You get so many matchups that are in one-and-done situations. No way you can schedule your way through the NCAA tournament, so you get a real chance to see the strength of the various conferences, particularly when they send 4 to 6 representatives each.
Harris 2 for 2, increases the lead to 9. St. John's had a couple of 3-point attempts when they were down 5 just a moment ago. Hatton hammered, and a foul called on Harris.
And when is the time in your life you would have thought that the Big East would have 6 teams in the NCAA tournament, but 2 of them would not be Syracuse and Georgetown?
Wow.
And that is something that was almost an automatic a few years ago.
And Villanova, too.
Well, Villanova as well. But in the history of that outstanding league started by Dave Gavitt, Syracuse and Georgetown certainly are among the leaders of quality basketball programs.
Puff comes in. Hatton 0 for 2 at the line. He set a Big East record this year. Made 21 free throws in a game against UConn. Wisconsin by 8.
Good pass by Wills. 2 good passes. Good thing here by Wisconsin to attack as opposed to just trying to hang on to the ball.
Finney to the line.
It's going to be on Glover. Pretty difficult when you're trapping like that, trying to turn something over, not to commit the foul, particularly against guys with strong hands as Penny and Wills have.
The Chevrolet players of the game. We'll get to that in a moment. Marcus Hatton, 28 points, 31 attempts. Kirk Penny. Whole lot of debate back there in Bob Dicus's truck, Bob Fishman, for that Wisconsin pick.
Well, I voted for Owens myself.
I did too.
Well, wait a second.
Hey.
Wait a second.
Shows you where the power is.
Well, we're only here watching the game by courtside. Got outvoted by the trucksters.
Deacon Fish. They have the right to do that.
I guess they have the right.
Hatton. And Penny pulls it down.
Uh-oh, that was the deciding one right there. Penny's rebound. Uh-oh, he breaks away.
Like a fullback up the middle. It's like Ron Dane.
Hey, I'll tell you, down here, Wills is hurt, and I can't figure out what's wrong with him. It's something in his chest. He's caught.
Greg Gumbel in New York. So under a minute to play, Wisconsin leading St. John's. Let's go back to Chicago, where Texas Tech is closing in on SIU. Tim Brando and Eddie Fogel.
Tech, trailing by double digits much of this half, has made it a 2-possession game late. And now they have extended the defense and the foul given. It'll go against Andy Ellis, who's had a big second half. It's been his work inside that's helped Bob Knight's club get to within 2 possessions. The quickness inside, particularly of Jermaine Dearman and Roland Roberts, a real difference, and the guard play for Bruce Weber's club has really annoyed Texas Tech and Andre Emmett, who only has 3 field goals, and 2 of those were layups. See Kasib Powell coming into the game, replacing Ronald Ross for Texas Tech.
Well, Belcher's free throw makes it a 3-possession game now. Again, Southern Illinois must stay solid defensively. No gambling. Keep Texas Tech in front of you. They've got to make a contested shot from the outside.
In his career, Bruce Weber was 18 and 19, assisting Gene Cady against Knight when he was in Indiana. Downey shot not there. Ellis on the glass, and a reach-in foul against Southern Illinois. We'll go against Marcus Belcher. That's his 3rd.
Foul number 2, Marcus Belcher.
We talked about it at the very top, Eddie. Familiarity breeds contempt, and no coach of an 11 seed would better understand how to defend the motion offense of Bob Knight than that man. In fact, he runs it in his offense as well.
Well, and I'm sure his mentor, Gene Cady's watching closely and very proud of the effort tonight by Bruce Weber's team. Very good substitution. There's Bruce Weber's record versus Indiana while he was an assistant at Purdue. Outstanding. Excellent substitution here. Brooks comes in for Roberts. Brooks is a 78% foul shooter. Southern Illinois now has 4 guards in this game to ball handle against the pressure of Texas Tech.
And the quick foul given up by Chavis. Again, a reminder about Southern Illinois. They're a very poor free throw shooting team. 62% as a club. But here again, Eddie, is the difference in the double bonus or bonus.
Absolutely. 2-shot foul. We're now situation substituting as Roberts is going to come back in on the defensive end. Brooks at the foul line. He just came in for Roberts on the offensive end. 78% foul shooter. They put the ball in their best foul shooter's hands, perhaps besides Williams.
You saw the end of the night for Chavis, his 5th foul.
2 shots.
And Southern Illinois has struggled at the free throw line, particularly in the second half. But as you mentioned, getting Brooks in the game, very important. He's an all-conference MVP, quarterback in high school, and a tremendous high school baseball player at Jennings High School in St. Louis, Missouri, Darren Brooks.
Southern Illinois has their best defensive team on the court now, Tim. They might want to think about switching everything on the perimeter, not to give up the 3-point shot. 3-point defense.
Ross back in the game for Chevis. Finger roll won't go, but a foul underneath.
See, that hurts. That's too quick. That doesn't take enough time off the clock. Southern Illinois' defense got beat off the dribble, and the clock didn't tick as much as Coach Weber would have liked it to.
Brooks picking up the foul. Kent Williams will come in on the next dead ball with Ronald Ross at the line.
Here we go. Offense for defense substitutions. Anytime Southern Illinois has the ball, they're going to have their best foul shooters on the court. If it's a dead ball, they're then going to substitute their best defensive players for their offensive players who don't guard as well.
He missed them both, but Ellis kept it alive. Downey throws it up. Dearman clears. And elbows go flying, and a foul spotted. Will go against the Red Raiders and Andre Emmett. Pretty obvious. I think there were a lot of people, Eddie, that felt that Bob Knight would have a tremendous crowd, a Big Ten crowd on his side, enamored with the star and legendary coach. But clearly the upstarts from Carbondale, only 6 hours away from Chicago, have become really the darling of the dance at nighttime here in Chicago. Creighton had them going this afternoon.
What really interests me, Tim, both Creighton and Southern Illinois have played like they knew they were going to win. They were not in awe. They did not have any fear about coming into this tournament.
And 4 first-round losses. You know, I've always felt this way about those types of stats. You have to get there a lot to create those types of numbers, and he's been there many, many times.
And how about this? We might have mentioned before, Bruce Weber and Southern Illinois beat Indiana this year.
Absolutely. By the way, how good did they look? There's a turnover, double dribble against Emmett. Momentary lapse. He can't believe it. Here comes Korn back into the game. I tell you, he may have been a career assistant, but he was overdue for his opportunity as a head coach. And SIU begins to reign supreme here at the United Center.
Any problem, Southern Illinois should use their timeouts. And that's needless fouling at this point, Tim. This game is over. Congratulations to Southern Illinois and Bruce Weber. Great win.
Well, we touched on it earlier. All those years coaching against Knight when Gene Cady was the head coach at Purdue. And remember, the Boilermakers had a few #1 seeds, especially in the 90s. 3 times they won the Big Ten in succession.
Well, I think Gene Cady is a perfect example of an outstanding coach with a terrific record. He's withstood the test of time, yet he's never made it to the Final Four.
Yeah, that's right. So many great coaches have never tasted the Final Four party. You mentioned they beat Indiana earlier in the year, the Salukis. They beat them by 12. Nice work by Powell, counted in a foul. And again, Weber can't believe it. Last thing you want to do, stop the clock and give them a chance to get a free bucket.
Here's Powell beating him off the dribble, using his left hand, getting across, and Roberts can't block it. And Weber cannot believe it. A, they gave up the basket way too quickly. The clock didn't run. B, they commit the foul to give up a 3-point play. 2 no-nos in 1 possession.
I don't know if he'll be picking up his bags on the conveyor belt at the airport.
I'm glad I'm sitting over here with you, Brando. That drove me nuts.
Belcher to inbounds. He has to call a timeout as Texas Tech picked up full court. 20.7 remaining.
Take a wild ride with the #1 movie in America. Wow. The Time Machine is enormously entertaining.
Come a little closer. I don't bite.
A thrilling, heart-stopping adventure. The Time Machine. Rated PG-13. Now playing everywhere.
Now you can help manage your diabetes anytime, anywhere with Glucerna. Delicious bars and shakes that are clinically proven to help manage glucose levels. Try Glucerna. It's time for a taste of freedom.
Give me a good one.
Today, one of our advisors showed this single mom that when her daughter is ready for college, she'll be ready to send her. Financially, at least.
Our Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Jermaine Dearman from Southern Illinois. And I tell you, so much outside the box score he accomplished, particularly closing down Andre Emmett offensively. And Kassim Powell, who early in the game was really the only guy that could get anything accomplished off the dribble against this much quicker Salukis team.
Texas Tech full court pressure, trying to deny, come up with the steal. They ought to look for threes and take a timeout.
And a push. Foul will go against Ellis. Got caught holding. The question has come up many, many times. Just what is a Saluki?
What is a Saluki?
Well, it's an Egyptian greyhound, Eddie. I'm glad you asked. And this is the 50th anniversary of the Saluki. In addition, and it goes all the way back to biblical times, there was a drought in the 1800s in northern Illinois, and a lot of people came down because the land was more fertile in the southern portion of the state, and they began referring to it as Little Egypt. In the biblical times, people came down for better crops and more fertile soil. And the oldest purebred dog in the world is a Saluki.
Well, I'm glad I'm here today to learn that. Thank you very much for enlightening me,
Thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
I'll tutor you more later.
Okay.
Doubt me from deep. Knocks down a 3. Yet another Missouri Valley Conference team carving some new history. Bruce Weber's club will advance in this NCAA tournament.
Texas Tech chose not to use their timeouts, but did choose the foul. 2-shot foul here for Belcher. Southern Illinois taking all their players off the foul line so they can get back and protect against any quick break that Texas Tech wants to use.
And a remarkable year for Bob Knight, Eddie, and the year away, even he admits that he enjoyed it. And We talk about the perfect fit. I think that new sweater does fit well in Lubbock, don't you?
There's no doubt about it, Tim. It's unfortunate that he got beat here tonight, but it has been a great year for Texas Tech. It'll be interesting to see how good his ball club will be next year.
Yeah, I think the question of staying power will be important as you see Powell take it to the rack, get the hoop, and yet again, more harm. 19 now in the game for Powell.
Southern Illinois foul.
Bruce told us yesterday he has not played zone all year, not one possession. I think he ought to come out in a 2-3 zone here at the end of the game, Tim.
One shot.
Well, let's see. The Salukis are an old dog. Sometimes it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
Well, he's a smart dog, but he's got one heck of a man-to-man defense. I wouldn't play any zone either.
Look at what we've got coming up. Ole Miss, UCLA, Siena, Maryland, Murray State, Georgia, Boston College, Texas. You know, in that Ole Miss UCLA game that many will see, I'm of the belief that the quickness of Ole Miss's defense is incredible, but they really lack depth in their low post. And if Gadzuric, if it becomes a half-court game and guys like Capono and Barnes and Gadzuric take over, then it becomes a mismatch the Bruins way.
Well, for size and power, UCLA should dominate the game, but Ole Miss plays defense much like Southern Illinois. They will get up into UCLA and make it very difficult for the Bruins to get good looks.
Powell. Ellis. Rejected by Roberts at the end. A fitting conclusion. And the Missouri Valley Conference has done it again. Big-time power conferences, SEC and Big 12 flame out, courtesy Missouri Valley Conference. You look at the brackets in the East. The Salukis advance and await the winner of Georgia and Murray State. Brady Fogler and Charles Davis, Tim Brando, so long for now from the United Center in Chicago. The hits just keep on coming, Greg Gumbel. Back to you in New York.
All right, Tim Brando, thanks very much. So from Southern Illinois' victory over Texas Tech, we take you to the final moments of the game in Dallas, where McNeese State trails Mississippi State 70-58. Let's take you there live. Craig Bolerjack and Bob Wenzel with the call.
Final seconds ticking down. Second half here in Dallas has been an all Mississippi State in the second half. 12 ticks remaining. They will advance on and take on the winner of the late game tonight between Boston College and Texas. Carr for three. Final seconds as Lewis comes across midcourt. Alley-oop, little bounce pass in the lane. It wouldn't go down, and the final is in. 70-58, Mississippi State.
Well, the Bulldogs did it with defense and rebounding in the second half. That fueled their offense, and Mario Austin absolutely fantastic in this game.
Coming up next here in Dallas will be Texas and Boston College. Mississippi State moves on and will play the winner. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game. For McNeese State, Damon Williams with 15 points, 9 rebounds. Mario Austin put on a clinic with 25 points and 9 rebounds. 8 of 13 from the floor. 70-58 Mississippi State. They move to 27-7. Let's go to New York, and here's Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Craig, so the Cowboys fall, the Bulldogs move on. 70-58 the final score, and here are the games coming your way next on CBS. Ole Miss and UCLA getting underway right now. Top-seeded Maryland will play Siena. Murray State meets Georgia, Boston College, and Texas. Everyone will start on Ole Miss and UCLA in Pittsburgh, and then we'll get you to your respective tips as they come along. It comes your way after this message and a word from your local station.
Craig T. Nelson in the District, CBS Saturday. It's all here.
You know, we could have spent an absolute fortune to get a big-name celebrity in our Prairie Farms ice cream commercials. But instead, we decided to put our money where your mouth is. Quality you can taste from Prairie Farms. You know, we could have spent every dime we have in expensive special effects in our Prairie Farms ice cream commercials. But instead, we decided to put our money where your mouth is. Taste the homemade goodness of Prairie Farms.
No escape.
That's what we got with Balance Pro corn herbicide.
My proof, weeds just don't break through with Balance Pro.
All season I saw Tree Charge working on the weeds from the road.
My proof is my unused post-grass herbicide because Balance Pro replaced it.
My proof, grasses used to control this field. Now I do. That's my proof.
My proof.
The power of recharge is why Balance Pro is America's fastest growing pre-herbicide. Need more proof? Visit balanceproof.com.
Are you ready?
Oh, what time is it? This is going to get good.
Don't sing it, bring it.
Are you ready?
Eric Rasmussen on 3 News, Central Illinois' news leader.
20 years now. Where'd they go? 20 years. I don't know. I sit and I wonder sometimes where they've gone.
Need some help, old man?
My boy. Generation after generation. It's good to have someone you can depend on.
18 minutes remaining. Ole Miss leading UCLA by a 3-2 count. David Sanders with a 3, Matt Barnes 2 free throws. We're just underway, under 18 minutes to go in Pittsburgh, the final game of the night.
A nice job by Derek Allen on Gadzuric in the inside.
Jason Harrison, Wade, back they come outside. Jason Harrison, 5'5" senior. This is the first meeting ever between Ole Miss and UCLA. 8 and 9 seeds. Emmanuel Wade for 3. No. Gadzuric cleans it. Good kick out. Billy Knight. Harrison's back. Huge height advantage. And Billy Knight cans the jumper.
And a good read, too, Vern. He took advantage, had the size on the little guy. Of course, you said 5'5". You're giving him some. His heart is about 6'6".
Right. Here's Gadzuric. And another example of this huge height advantage enjoyed by UCLA.
And the big concern for Ole Miss, nice denial on the wing by Sanders, is the length around the perimeter. So it's going to be very hard to make entry passes.
Cincinnati earlier eased to a win over Boston University. They will meet the winner of UCLA or Ole Miss on Sunday afternoon.
Straight up man-to-man.
I knew you'd get a chance.
Well, I figured we'd let everybody know. And this is what a lot of people will try on the feisty Jason Harrison to post up Bozeman is, and they pop him out.
Cedric Bozeman, freshman point guard. Barnes, what a tough shot that was.
Wow, and really Bozeman was trying to get reset down underneath it. And Jason Harrison, in asking Rod Barnes, do a lot of teams try and post him up? He said they do, but he's so strong. He benches 300 pounds. I knew your eyes brightened when you heard that. It's in your league. But a tough, feisty competitor, that guy. Number 11.
Richard Kirkland goes to the bench. Derek Allen, number 40. There's the alley-oop inside. It's taken away by Harrison. 3-on-2, left side. David Sanders, kick it back outside, go to the half court.
Real solid trip. Don't waste it.
Justin Reed. That's just inside the arc for 2.
And Justin Reed with a great cut to the short corner. Took advantage of the back of the zone.
UCLA ball. Aaron Harper thought that Knight might have touched it last. And Rod Barnes, the head coach at Ole Miss, going to the bench again. Emmanuel Wade back in. So also Richard Kirkland.
And early on, UCLA's not done a good job on their entry pass, letting people get set up. That high-low from Barnes to Gadzuric. I mean, balls over the head, everybody knows.
Rod Barnes got this team into the Sweet 16 last year. Had a thrilling victory in the second round over Notre Dame, then they lost to Arizona.
in the first of the Sweet 16 games. Here, Bozeman with an air ball. Sanders, Emmanuel Wade, number 32. Side, Aaron Harper in the corner, Kirkland. By Ole Miss. Isn't it terrific?
What a nice job by Reed, screen it off. Just come up empty at the rim.
From the corner for three, Billy Knight.
And Bozeman gave it up nice and early. Solid contribution. And the puppy set by Knight.
7-5 UCLA.
The foul line is empty. And you've got to sprint in there, though.
Knight goes for the steal, can't get it, into the corner again. Aaron Harper.
Back to the box, you're going to get whatever you want. He just doesn't cover. Now he's giving the open show. He's not even bothered coming out.
And Harper makes him pay.
And this is a terrific team, understanding what to go at and when to take advantage.
Ole Miss back on top. This is a team that lost in the first round of the SEC tournament last week to South Carolina. A 2-point victory, but it's also a team that won a convincing win at home over Alabama, the second seed. They scored 80 on the Crimson Tide.
Gadzooks when he comes attacking, huh? He's so aggressive around the rim, just has to develop a nicer touch on his release.
Sanders.
Now, they got to communicate and they've got to respond. Here's the short corner again. Gadzooks does not want to come out
He
or
does
recover
come this time.
And it opens up the box then.
Reed puts it on the floor.
What a different player, huh, from a year ago.
Widely regarded as the best recruit Ole Miss has had in years, and the key to their back-to-back tournament appearances now. Here's Cafano.
One of the great open shooters. Can't give him those looks.
That was Sanders who denied him that one. There's the pass to Wade. Spots up for the three. Not there.
And Emmanuel, one more pass. You had Sanders in the corner, up and down. Ole Miss not afraid to take that open jumper.
Ball taken away.
Oh, not a good foul there. You got help in the back. That's a mistake compounded. And you only want that in the back.
And Steve Lavin's going to make a move. He's going to bring Ryan Walton in. Time has been called. 10-9.
Hey, Ray, look at this. Wall-to-wall entertainment.
You want entertainment, Carl? I'll give you entertainment.
Look, Carl, I'm a maniac! No argument here.
Let's see their entertainment do this.
Whoa, Ray, I don't want to see anything do that.
At Blockbuster, the hottest new releases are guaranteed on DVD, so you'll always find the entertainment you want.
That's it, Carl. Shake what your mama gave you.
Make it a Blockbuster night.
Look at these posers and wannabes.
Dude, that's harsh.
I mean those chicken fingers. Pre-processed, merely posing as spicy, all dressed up in sauce, but nothing of real substance underneath. You gotta try new KFC Blazing Crispy Strips. Real white meat chicken, freshly breaded, double marinated with twice as much spice for that extra spicy kick.
For a limited time, KFC's got new Blazing Crispy Strips. Get 3 strips, coleslaw, and a biscuit for only $2.99.
Everybody in.
I think the party's out here. There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
Chevy, the cars you can depend on, the cars that last.
I'll be there.
New Bacardi Silver Premium Malt Beverage. 5% alcohol by volume. Your night just got more interesting.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Bacardi Silver, Blockbuster, Microsoft, and by Chevy Trucks.
confluence, of course, downtown Pittsburgh. The Allegheny, the Monongahela that form the Ohio, and we've got things going like this here too, Bill.
I'm impressed with your geography of those tips, and of course both teams a little bit different style. Now UCLA's coming out straight up man-to-man, and of course Ole Miss said they're not inbounds, they don't establish. Not a good play out of a timeout, but early in the year, UCLA man-to-man, a little full court pressure. They weren't sure of what they wanted to play. They've gone to the matchup at the end of the year, and right now they go switching on the timeout.
Here's Walcott on for Bozeman at the point after Walcott had that foul. Knight for three off the rim, and it's taken down by Aaron Harper of Ole Miss. Puts it in the hands of the 5'5" senior Harrison. Appearance final season for Ole Miss. There's Harrison backing it out. And now Billy Knight out on him.
They're going to automatic switching. They're
right.
Switching on the exchange.
Sanders, David Sanders, Harrison. Deliberate Ole Miss team. That one's knocked out of bounds. Touch last by Justin Reed. Well, final games of the night in the first round on Friday night. And coming up, Siena against Maryland with a tip at 10:14. Murray State against Georgia. And in Dallas, Boston College takes on the Longhorns of Texas.
And right now, if you're Ryan Walcott, you want to run the show, get them organized. The difficulty, I think, in watching tape is the point to distribution for UCLA. Getting them in the right sets, running the offense, and don't gamble with passes. Be solid.
The pass deep in the corner for Capono with the fake and the shot, and he got all of the rim.
And that's how Barnes bites him, and he really sees the floor, understands, does the little things. Great skip pass over the top.
Jason Capono, the junior from Lakewood, California. And another lead change. This is the 7th lead change we've had in the early going. Back outside. Quick pass. Touch over to Aaron Harper. In and out. And that's off Billy Knight. It's going to be Ole Miss ball.
And that's what makes Ole Miss tough. Sanders with the extra pass to give the open look to Harper. Both of them can knock shots down.
Rico Hines, a 5th-year senior, on for the UCLA Bruins. And Richard Kirkland gets a rest for Ole Miss. Rico Hines was a starter in his final season at UCLA during a 9-game win streak earlier. He suffered a concussion, and Steve Lamont says they missed his experience on the floor.
Yeah, over the years, he's put somebody in the lineup, and all of a sudden they go on great runs out of zone after the inbounds.
Barnes tipped and out of bounds. It'll be Ole Miss ball. 11-10 Bruins with 11:55 to go. First half.
In 1935, Foxwood Farms started with one horse and a truck. The horse was a thoroughbred, the truck a Chevy Suburban. Today they have a few more horses, but there's still only one truck. Chevy Suburban. With an available 8.1-liter Vortec engine, it's capable of towing up to 6 tons, making it the best Suburban yet. Chevy Suburban, like a rock. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
On March 22nd, the wait is over. Blade 2, rated R, starts March 22nd.
Can you say hi?
Please hold for Never pay for long distance, never pay for roaming with Singular Wireless. And now for March Madness, get 3,500 night and weekend bonus minutes plus a great deal on a Nokia phone. Welcome to nationwide self-expression.
I chose Fidelity's Power Street because they have some of the hottest technology.
I can't believe he said that. He chose it because it's from Fidelity Investments.
I like the excitement of online trading.
He likes the security of knowing someone's behind him.
If I'm going to build a portfolio, I need a stock screener, complete view, and map of the market.
If he's going to build a portfolio, He's going to do it with the people who built one or two themselves.
To invest, call, click, or visit Fidelity.
I love you, too.
Meet Baby Bob. I can relate to basketball. There's lots of yelling, crying, and tears. And that's just Bobby Knight.
Baby Bob, premieres CBS Monday.
Just under 12 remaining first half, a 1-point margin. Neither team shooting particularly well. Rebounding about even. And Bill, you said during the break you had a sense that they're both kind of tentative.
Yeah, they're really struggling. And one thing Ole Miss has is a good, sound philosophy defensively. They get after you with their straight-up man-to-man. UCLA, not really sure of which is the better of the two. I mean, they're feeling their way timeout to timeout, trip to trip.
Now Harrison looks in the corner, comes back, and sets it to Aaron Harper. 11-10. 3. Off the rim, into the hands of Matt Barnes. He's got Hines to the right side. There's Rico Hines. And a good play by Justin Reed. That's out of bounds. It'll be Ole Miss.
And you know, it's interesting. Brad Barnes talking about Reed. His development is quicker than he thought. You mentioned the best recruit. Well, he's worked at his game. He has this ability to smile, which his mother passed on to him, to diffuse situations. So during the course of watching his different games, you know, he'll have a tough call against him. And he's as happy as a guy that had his check picked up. He just laughs his way to the bank.
That reminds me of dinner with you.
Very true.
11-10. Harrison, right side, Emmanuel Wade.
Good perimeter passing, but I think they got to get touches or dribble in the low box area or penetration just to set up their outside shot.
I just love watching Justin Harrison play.
Well, you know what? You're probably the only guy that you can post up.
That's right.
No, but I agree. He's got a heart. Look at how deep. Nice stroke.
That's a little too deep, I would think. Gadzurik with the rebound. That's 3 for Gadzurik in the game. Alley-oop, Barnes, nice touch, but it's too hard and out of bounds.
Walcott didn't need that, though. He's got to read ahead.
And a reminder that first-round games, the final games of the night, yet to tip off. Murray State against Georgia in the East, the tip time of 10:20. And Boston College against Texas. That's an 11 against a 6 at 10:21. We've got an 8 versus a 9 here in Pittsburgh. Neither of these teams came into the NCAA tournament with a surge of victories. 3 and 6 the last 9 for Ole Miss.
Dribble penetration against the zone.
Good defense. TJ Cummings is on the floor, and there's another turnover.
And great speed and coverage getting down the floor. Wade with great hustle.
UCLA already turned it over 5 times. 10 from the corner. Too strong. Sanders. Offensive board. Harper.
Get out of there. Get out of there.
Pass into it. Good defense by Barnes. And a good call as well. They keep it.
Clean block. Hell ball. Possession arrow favors Ole Miss. Steve Lavin going to the bench again. Dejon Thompson comes on. And Andre Patterson, a couple of the youngsters. Matt Barnes will sit.
And they are talented youngsters, too. Getting back to your favorite player out there, please, by your admission, Jason Harrison. Brad Barnes smiles. Does he remind you a little bit of yourself? And he starts to smile. A lot to prove when he was a player at Ole Miss, and certainly an accomplished one by the end of his career. And certainly this guy with a career in Oxford.
In the corner again.
Yeah, you can't get that running start anymore. Refs are too good spotting it.
We have been stuck on 11-10 for quite some time. And a battle of young coaches. Rod Barnes, 36. Point guard in the late 80s at Ole Miss. And had to fight for everything he gained athletically. That's why he and Harrison have so much in common. He's very effusive in his praise for Harrison. Here's a runner, Walcott.
Nice job getting into the lane to get their pressure set up. Denying the inbounds pass and denying on the wings.
There's full court pressure.
Thompson just a little bit. What a perfect trap.
They kick it to Harrison.
Elusive, too. You know, he was a running back in football.
Yes, he was. High school in Little Rock, Arkansas, set all kinds of yardage records. The only basketball scholarship he had offer was from a Division II school. There's a three-pointer.
Fox on the floor, able to knock it down. They got some good perimeter shooters.
Kendrick Fox, a freshman, number 4. The answer comes at the other end from Dejon Thompson. 16-13, 8:22 to go.
Now you can see where Steve Lavin now is trying not to rely on a half-court D, like shake him up a little, then get back in your coverage, give him some other thoughts.
Harrison Sanders, in and out. Here comes UCLA running with the rebound. Nice pass left side, but a little tough to handle. Nevertheless, Andre Patterson did a fine job.
Great recovery, you're right. Now the runouts have helped UCLA, and Ole Miss is usually consistently back in their transition D.
Good job of handling the ball. Patterson with 2.
There's a song I want to sing. There's a bell I want to ring. Every place that I go, it's easier with you. I am free, free to express myself. Around the world, no name still. I am free to live my dream.
Freedom. 9-3 UCLA run has given them a 5-point edge and 7 points off the bench for UCLA in the early going.
Now, Ron Williams said, you know, we're going to run a little bit, but we want to make them work at times on the defensive end. But this strategy now employed by Steve Lavin, it's hastened the pace. They've gotten some open floor opportunity. Here's another good denial. And
Rico Hines with the steal. Walcott. And the foul is called on Justin Reed. That's going to send Thompson to the line.
And you got to mind Steve Lavin, he's trying to change the flow of the game. Don't let Mississippi get set in their tough, tenacious man-to-man and then pick them apart. But here, just the good of the hands up, the ability now on the run out to give it up and be unselfish, solid play. And they're, again, ready to tee it up on the defensive end.
Thompson with one more. Now, Steve Lavin telling us last night he's got this collection of veteran players on this ball club and a talented group of youngsters, but trying to get them cohesive has been very difficult.
To integrate has been the difference. Some nights it's some people contributing, and other nights it's, you know, maybe the senior group. And then he has the mixed bag, young and old. But I still think it's the point position, how they address it, whether they're going to be successful today and or Sunday.
A tradition unlike any other, the Masters on CBS.
Sometimes you feel like being dependable. Sometimes you just want to go for a drive.
Okay, we'll give you guys 10 seconds. You know, it'd be a lot more fun if they had a better car.
Chevy Impala.
Moo. For an incredible bargain on a computer, just call 1-800-GATEWAY. Because right now, you can get a Gateway 300 SE desktop fully loaded with an Intel Celeron processor, CD burner, and a monitor, all for just $5.99. That's right, a Gateway computer with a CD burner and a monitor for just $5.99.